What's up, everybody? Mr. Right Way here on the So Excited podcast. We got some special guests we're gonna get into. These AAA games are just messing folks up, and today we are celebrating two things: is Pokemon Day, which I don't know. We'll talk about that later, man. Also tonight, remember at 12 o'clock, some of your stores, maybe 11 o'clock, Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out. If I can get my PlayStation 5 hooked up, I'm probably going to do a walkthrough of the game. I know all you guys are going to be playing it, but this is a real exciting game. A lot of people on the cast are ready to play that game. So let's get into the cast. First off, the rich man himself.
What it is. Happy Friday Eve. I'm not rich. Again, I'm not rich.
He trying to start out the video with people trying to dox Ness already. He's like, what? All right, I got this.
every video, it's like, yeah, he rich. I'm like, no, I'm not. I hate that you started that.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, I'm trying to, put stuff out in the atmosphere. I'm rich too, I want to buy some more Neo Geo games too. So not no CD games like we'll be talking about later on, but hey, a brother got some money. That's good. That's great. And then we got our boy, A Omega. Man, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, people? Happy Friday's Eve as normal. Hey, look, we about to get into it tonight. Get to have y'all here. You said, well, no. You know what? I was looking, I was like, you know what? I should do this and put some my six. Let me go ahead and close this. Let me close that. Let me look at it. But happy Friday's Eve, everybody. We're gonna get into, I got my cowboy hat, can't really put that on because of my headset, because it's high noon for some other efforts out here tonight. So so yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. So
all right, and coming back on the podcast this week, we got Mr. Zelda Hat Guy. What's up, bro?
So people, happy Friday Eve. I can't confirm Ness is rich. I know him personally. He is rich.
Here we go.
I'll let him lie to you.
By association.
See, I myself, I'm not rich. I'm an NES guy. It's way cheaper. But that shit is
man, y'all on one tonight.
Nah, man. Nothing but love, man. But no, I'm excited to be here. It's gonna be a good one.
And then we got our favorite female Canadian, Miss Saturday Night. What's up, lady? How you doing?
I'm good. Today I stood up and my back cracked in like 3 different places.
Oh damn!
What?
Good times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your back crack is wow. That is hilarious.
Comes with age.
Girl, you ain't all right. Well,
no.
Also, guys, we got a special guest we'll get to in just a minute. You probably saw him at the bottom of the screen, but we are taking super chat. It helps the channel. Your super chat will be put on the screen. We're out loud to everybody. And like we do every week, the biggest super chat will be the host of, the host. Yeah, to be the sponsor, to be the king, to be the king. The king of the street himself. Also, we got a special guest, man. He is great. He grades games. This man is another fellow Canadian. Man, I like Canadians on this show. We got like 3 Canadians on here. We got light skin, we got a female, and then we got Greg right here. Get the Greg Gaines. Your name, just say it. Just introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, thank you for having me on here. I'm just scanning everyone's background when your guys' little screens pop up. It's awesome. And how much do I have to pay to be the host here? How much can I take this over from you? Surely it's not that much, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't cost that much, man. Hey, Ness might compete with you, so.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, right. The rich guy up there.
Yep. Oh.
I'm slowly learning the lore, just like day one lore here. I'm getting the dump.
Yay! Hey, like I said, this podcast is all about fun, man. We're just chilling out. Actually, Ness came up with a really good idea, and we're going to talk to you more about yourself. But we're going to talk about the game of the week, the game book club. We played Returnal. We'll get into everybody's thoughts about that. But Greg, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man. How did you start YouTube? What are you doing now? I know you got a cool mission right now. Tell us about yourself, man.
Okay, so I've been collecting video games, seriously, I guess, at this point since 2010, 2011-ish, and immediately I got into sealed and graded games. I know that became a super taboo topic 2020, 2021, but before that, man, it was just a niche little club of people, Nintendo Aid, Sealed Game Heaven, forums. It was this private club of people just enjoying collecting games, and then it kind of blew up with WADA Games and Heritage and everything that took place. So there's a lot of vitriol now when the whole sealed and graded thing comes up. But, it's just another way of collecting video games. I've never thought of it as special, different, or anything until, I guess, until all the price tags and attention really became attached to it. But that's really become my niche. I've been on YouTube now 4 years. I started during COVID, of course, right? When everything else stopped, I started doing YouTube. So been on here for a while now. Yeah, WADA yuck, right? Comments immediately like, WADA Games. It's immediate. The trigger signal. Warning.
Them sons of bitches.
But yeah, been on YouTube now 3-4 years, and right now making my way to purchase a factory sealed Super Mario Bros. I'm like selling off tons of my own collection here. Like I said, I've been doing this 15 years. I have so much stuff sitting in closets, sitting at my parents' house, still under the stairs in storage. Man, there's games everywhere. So my goal right now is to just like trim down. I used to do full set collecting, right? So like I still have 200 N64 games. I still have 200 NES. I'm not even like trying to collect them anymore. I just still have them. So I'm trying to trim down a ton of stuff and purchase a really big game that I wish I would have bought back when it was $300, but live and learn. And here we are.
Yeah, we're seeing you right here, man. Like you're talking about this video today, you're talking about 2025 might be huge for grading games. You go check out Greg, man. I call you like the king of like grading, man, because me and Ness both like watch you about stuff. I mean, look at this right here. This I wish I did have this. That's one thing about grading games, right? A lot of people might poo-poo it or get mad, but if these people had these games, they would sell those.
Or sell it, exactly. That's all I'm saying, right? It's like that's all I want to do from if a random person comes and sees it, comes to see my channel, it's like, oh hey, I have these games, cool, let's sell them then. Let's get you the money they're worth then at the end of the day. If you don't want to do it, if you think it's stupid, cool, let's get you a payday. It doesn't matter to me, so to say, Like if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But like, get your values worth.
Yeah, get you. And sometimes when you talk about money and games, is that always that clash? You got the collectors, then you got the collectors who want to sell to get more stuff, and it's just so weird sometimes. So yeah, man, I'm glad you're doing it in the space. I'm glad you're having fun. You're growing, man. You're at 33, about to hit 35 soon. I know this.
I've been stalled out, dude, for like 2 years. That number's never moving. My past 30 days is like minus 60. I'm moving nowhere fast.
He said, nowhere fast. Well, we'll kind of get you up there, man. Like, y'all go and follow Greg, hit that subscribe button on his channel. But Nancy, I know you probably want to ask Greg some questions. This Greg right here, not your Greg. not this Greg, but this Greg right here.
Is Zelda Hat Guy? Are you also Greg?
I'm a Greg. Yeah.
I'm a fake Greg. So
no, you sound like Greg.
You can take the real one.
I can take the mantle. I appreciate it.
You can. I'm a passive Greg.
Well, all we need is a Craig to complete the trifecta. You got Greg and a Craig. And so.
Greg and Craig. Millionaires, I know you probably have some questions for him and stuff you want to ask.
Yeah, I guess not so recent. It's been about a month. I picked up a sealed Zelda first print on NES. It was Zelda 2, Link's Adventure.
Okay, at first I was like, dog, you got 600, you got like 600.
Yeah, I was like, no, yeah. I should have clarified.
No wonder they call you rich. Like, what do you?
No. No, I was like, I picked it up, and I've followed a lot of your videos over the last couple of years, and I mainly do all my grading with CGC, so I feel like I've gotten a good understanding on the grades now, but like I was kind of out of my wheelhouse with the NES stuff. I normally ask Zelda, like, hey man, do you think this is a good deal on this Nintendo? He's like, bro, if I was there, I would have picked this up.
Like I would have pushed you out the way to buy it.
Yeah.
I'd have straight like we'd have stopped being friends for like 5 seconds. I'd be like, get your ass out the way. I'm buying this.
I guess like when you're coming across games like that, and in my eyes, I gave it a very harsh grade personally, just so I don't shoot myself in the foot thinking, oh, it's gonna be a 9.6 and I'm gonna be rich and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I like when you're looking at stuff like small box creases, even though the edges are super crispy and sharp, but if you have that slight crease when you're looking at stuff like that, does that really give it a hard ding on the score, or is it more in terms just whoever's grading it that day?
Okay, when you say a soft crease, do you mean like 1 inch coming in from the corner, or do you mean the entire side of the box is like?
I
You know what I mean?
It's more of a, you know what? What I'll do is I'll put a picture of it in the chat.
It's just super hard because everyone's idea of minor wear or a soft crease, like you learn that it is.
It's relative, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'll post it up
I'm
here.
gonna put it in the chat right now. Let me pull it up here.
Quick a gander at that.
Everyone's near mint is different. Everyone's mint is different. It's just one of the good things about grading. Yeah.
So when you tell a beginner grade, I know you probably had these on your channel, and they want to get something graded for profit. Like, what do you tell them to like? What to expect? You know, like some people are like, oh, I found this Mario. I'm gonna get a $1 million. You know, like what do people? What do you expect? What do you tell people that to be realistic about and expect? You know,
it just like people are bad at looking at comps even outside of the sealed and graded world. Like a lot of people, like, you know, look at eBay most expensive listing, or even look at eBay best offer, highest sold, and like. I assume most people here, or everyone here, probably knows what Terapeak is on eBay, where you can look up sold listings and it shows you actual best offer sold. Like no one knows how to do that, right? Like that is not a thing. So the number one thing is just like tempering expectation to actual comps, actual sold listings, and understanding that what something sold for is not what your item sold for, and it might not sell for that price again if you put it to auction immediately. There's a lot of fine nuance to this market because liquidity isn't super deep on items that are worth 1,000 plus. It just is. The market depth isn't there. If 3 items, you know, you're talking about your Zelda 2, right? If you pop up 9.68 plus Zelda 2, and then you sell another one next month and another one next month, we might DJ Khaled. We might see those go down. We might see it go down 50% just because there's too much of them hitting market at once.
Okay. I'm trying
to tempering expectations is number one thing. It just depends how much knowledge someone has as a baseline.
Yeah, and then somebody in the chat, like, I know you hear this all the time, like games are meant to be played and not put in a coffin or a case and stuff. And I know you hear that about. So what do you usually say to people when they say that? You know, because I tell you what I say, but you go ahead.
I mean, it's such a passive comment. I'm numb to it. I don't like, you know what I mean? What am I? Games are meant to be played. That's awesome. It's awesome. Go play your games. Like in a world where NES games can be emulated, I could set up an emulator in 5 to 10 minutes. It just it does not matter to me whatsoever about. I don't know. It's 2025, man. You can play games however the hell you want.
I got the same thing whenever I got Final Fantasy VII sealed back, and I was like, look, man, if me having the sealed game is stopping you from playing Final Fantasy VII, I'll buy you a copy. I'll send you my own copy.
Literally.
We'll be even.
Right?
What?
I just want to say, like, in 2025, I think that talking point is really just like it's dead on arrival, right? Because you can emulate almost anything. Like, I got the whole PlayStation library. Don't say no, Sony. You know, I can like, you know, emulate the NES, you know, Sega, all these kind of things. I'm now grading games that mean something to me. You know, Ness, did you find that?
Yeah, I'm downloading right now. Sorry.
Okay.
You just uploading a photo? I've been waiting.
Yeah, I'm
he's like, waiting, man. Come on.
For some reason, my computer's not letting it happen, so I'm trying to.
If you send it to if you send it to our chat, and I can put it in.
Oh yeah, here,
I actually may still have a picture of it when you send it to me. Yeah.
But so how long, Greg? How long you been doing this? And like, can you explain like this mission Mario? Because I think that's pretty cool, and that's like, goddamn.
How long have I been doing what? Sorry.
How long you been doing like you say you've been doing the mission Mario thing, and you know, collecting for this right here. You know, like I heard like the mission Mario that you're going to do, and if you haven't seen it, guys, go to his channel and watch it. But this, and I still got to buy something for you. I still got to send you some money.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to send money.
I know. I got to send you money. I'm buying something from you, so it's something I've been wanting. I showed the guys in the chat. I'm still gonna get that from you. I got to send the money from you, bro. I'm getting it from you, man. Do not sell that shit. But tell
I didn't want to badge you about it. I'm like, yeah, you said you'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. It just
I'm gonna pay for it. But yeah, talk about the mission Mario thing.
Yeah, I started it is the 2020, or I guess 2025, you know, kind of setting a goal for myself with the collection because I am infamous, man, for saying I'm going to do it and just never doing it. Maybe you guys can speak to this as well, but when you have a bunch of games sitting somewhere, storage or in a room, not dealing with it in boxes. It's super, super, super easy to not do anything about it. It out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? So I've had stuff that I've wanted to sell for years, I would say. Stuff that is no longer part of my collection, stuff that is from a different lifetime of collecting, but I never actually do it. So in starting a mission, in starting a goal, a channel thing, linking it to my job, putting accountability to myself, it's my final hope here that I'll actually get rid of some stuff. And, I'm excited to say I sold an NES Miracle Piano the other day. Why the hell do I still own one of those? I don't know, but I do.
How was it shipping on that? The shipping on that was crazy. I bet the shipping on that was crazy.
Oh, dude, I let it go local. The piano, the game, and the adapter, $35 US. Take it. Get it out of my life. There's nothing I can do. Like I can't ship that. What do you do?
That's okay. So we've been look at this right here real quick, and let me show you real quick all these things. A Miracle Piano. That's absolutely crazy. So listen.
I don't recommend buying one.
No, you know what? I wanted that, but I can't play no damn piano. I mean, I really wanted that as a kid and stuff. Like, no, I can't. I can't do that.
I have one of those electric pianos at my parents' house, but it has one of those built-in automated systems to where it can play a song, and I should pretend I'm playing it when guest is over. It's oh my god, you was on that? It's like, yeah, that was me. No damn well it wasn't.
I have a CIP Miracle Piano.
So here it is, Greg. This is Zelda. I mean, the Zelda. The link that Ness bought that he sent in.
It's right there on the right.
I was gonna say, so that, like, in my opinion, is a little more than a minor crease, IMO. But like I'd say you're still coming in 9.2, no matter what with that. Like it's not that's not destruction, but that is like it's hit hard enough that you're coming inwards on the box while also causing a crease. And it's in a spot where it's supposed to have a skeleton. Like that is, it's hard to crease that side of the box like that due to the internal framing of the, your holder, your everything. Like you have to hit that, man, in order to crease over there. So that's why I would say it's a little more severe than a corner crease or a soft spot on the box where there's a little bit of space. So
now what's a skeleton?
Sorry?
What's a skeleton?
Oh, like the internal skeleton. It's just like because you have the styrofoam block at the bottom, then you have the card holder, the cart inside the manual, so it creates the internal where it holds up. So if you talk about an N64 box, you have the internal holder. So the skeleton's super weak. You can take those internal holders, you can just crush them. Nothing. Super Nintendo kind of sturdy because that's all I mean with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And see, I'm doing PlayStation right now, but this game, I love this game, like Spider. I guess I put myself really big for everybody to see, but yeah, I have this one.
That cover still trips me out. That do have
that cover
and a claw as legs. Like,
and then I got this water one. So
nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so these I got both of these games still, like, and I can play them, but I got them just because it means something to me. Like this game right here, when I played it years ago, it was just like it was so different. And I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but still, like this is Boss Game Studio. This is the only game they ever made, and it's Spider, and it's just awesome. It's such a weird, quirky, like PlayStation game. I think everybody should play at least once. But yeah, it's pretty damn dope.
I've heard about stuff like that because Spider to me means absolutely nothing. I know nothing about the title. You know what I mean? Like nothing. Not a damn thing. I would walk by it and not think a second thought.
Yeah,
so it's like
a lot of people have
a world where there's games that mean something to everyone, and it's like I want to hear you tell me why Spider's great, and like that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what about collecting stuff like that. Like you said, I don't give a shit about it. Like I 100% understand why you wouldn't, because a lot of else people didn't. But it's a fucking great game. It's so good.
Next time I see it now, like I'm always going to think about you.
Yes, there you go. All right, so also today it's Pokemon Day, and we had Pokemon Presents Saturday 9. I saw some of your comments earlier. Why don't you tell you got up early this morning to watch the Pokemon and also dream about
poor thing. You got up early for that? Huh?
Well, also to y'all, wish her a happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. She had like good food, and then she got to celebrate.
Happy little birthday. Oh, okay.
And then she got to celebrate with an awesome Pokemon Present. Talk about that Pokemon Present.
First of all, I didn't have to wake up early for that. I was working. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was early for you because you're like an hour behind, I guess. It was 9 o'clock, right? I think it was like 9 Eastern Standard. But anyways, it sucked because there's these rumors that they're gonna re-release the older games, and I was like so excited, and that put my expectations up, and it was not discussed. And then it's showing me like the new cards that we're never gonna get to hold because scalpers. And then
yeah,
so I already have to dismiss that. I'm like, I can't. Last time I was able to buy cards was 2016, and I was never able to again after scalpers. Then I'm looking at the other games that they're showing that I don't care, and the Netflix show that I definitely won't be watching. So I'm like, what am I here for? Just like this one little clip of like a town for the new game, and then where do I catch Pokemon? Still in that town? Is there an open world? What am I? Where am I playing? So yeah, I was not happy because I'm expecting like you have to outdo yourself in every games. Okay, outdo yourself. So Scarlet Violet was good and bad. I mean, bad because the system could not handle the game.
Yeah.
Good because it was a huge open world, and you're telling me that I only have an open city. Like, there's not enough information for me, so I'm not gonna pre-order shit. So, anyways,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm not pre-ordering shit.
They put in the bare minimum, and you give them the bare minimum attention.
Yep. Yeah. Maybe this summer they'll post something, but until then, I don't care. Pokemon. Oh wait, though, I forgot to say one thing though.
Okay. Now you were showing it right here, like this new
Look,
Pokemon.
It's just a town.
ZA. I mean, what was up with this? I mean, did they just in your opinion, are they half-ass doing it, or just what? You know, you say it sucked, but
well, they brought by Best Boy, Totodile.
Totodile,
yeah, they brought
Chikorita.
No, well, actually, I might try Chikorita only because I suspect, and I've seen a post about it too, that Chikorita might be duo. Not just grass type but fairy type, because there's one move that there's no way it can ever learn that unless you teach it. But can you really teach fairy moves to Chikorita? I don't think so. So I think that it learned Disarming Voice in that one clip because it's duo type. If that's the case, I will give it a chance because Chikorita was
shits.
my favorite back in that era was Cyndaquil. Like that's my goat right there.
He's cheap.
Yeah, that's why I liked him. Because he was cheap. That's why I loved him.
So so it was underwhelming. I see people in the chat say it kind of sucked. I mean, did you set yourself up for failure for this? You know, like, did you set yourself up for failure? Because like you said, we're gonna get new games, but they didn't say it. You know, that's always the Nintendo thing, right? You know, people always. Did you set yourself up?
You know what? I will say this: Nintendo has been like disappointing me. I don't care about the Switch too. Okay, I'm gonna buy it anyways. I don't care.
Here we go.
So like, what? Like, I don't know. People are excited about that. I'm like, I will buy it because it's coming out. Yeah. Anything exciting this year from Nintendo? No. I don't even want to acknowledge them anymore until they redeem themselves.
You know what what about Nintendo? You gotta take some water after that one. That stressed you out, poor baby. Pokemon to stress you the hell out.
And Nintendo, both of them. Oh my god, Nintendo is waiting for Zelda news that I never got. I'm so done. Zelda hat guy, aren't you pissed?
Pass the heat to Zelda.
I mean, not as much as you are apparently, but like, I mean, I caught some of it. I mean, Pokemon Legends ZA. I mean, that's obviously going to be a Switch 2 game. There's no shot that's a regular Switch game.
I think it is a regular Switch game. I really? Yeah, I think it's a regular Switch game.
After Scarlet and Violet, man, that game ran like absolute booty butts on the Switch, bro. It was so bad.
Speaking of booty.
If
you look at the beginning of the clip carefully, the way it renders in the whole scene, it's
Yeah.
still trash. Why are you rendering like that? Like it just, oh my god, it doesn't look like a Switch 2 game. It still looks like a regular Switch, the first one, not
No,
even like
it's a
OLED.
regular Switch game. I think it's gonna be.
That's crazy to me.
I think it's gonna be a Switch game plus
That
a
is-
cross-gen game.
Yeah, cross
But
gen.
it's they're gonna look at this. Look at history, right? Remember when the 3DS came out and then Black and White came out doing the 3DS? They still put this shit on the DS. The install base is
That's true.
big, so Nintendo is. I'm a game freak, and Nintendo they're gonna put this on the Switch because like I always go with my nephew. He's like 9 years old. He not caring about no stuttering and all that kind of stuff. He just want to play Pokemon and beat it and be fine with it. Us grown ass people, we're like, man, get us some on the Switch too. I think it's gonna do much better.
Like Breath of the Wild, kind of how they did with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But I really do hope that like the Switch 2 has that feature. Like I don't know if it will, but you put a Switch game in there and it runs 10 times better.
With the AI chip, I hope so
Yeah.
too, because
I
that
would have
clip
hoped
was
so. Boost.
disgusting. I was zooming in so hard on my phone, and then I had to go on YouTube on my TV just to double check.
You
And
were
I'm like,
serious.
It looks bad.
She was, oh my god, is that buffering or is that my phone?
Yes.
Oh my god, that's how actually it
Yeah.
looks. That's how the
And
game looks.
It blows my mind because like the fact that Nintendo got Tears of the Kingdom to run on the Switch, like I don't know if it's an optimization thing with Game Freak or what, but I mean,
Well,
Tears of the
it's
Kingdom is
not.
a technical marvel. I mean, that they got that to run on the Switch.
It's not even that. It's like you gotta think about like how many like developers they have in their back pocket at any given moment. Like prime example, Monolith Soft, the guys who made the Xenoblade franchises, they are known to help out excessively with a lot of their games. Like I know they helped out with I think they helped out with the last Pokemon game that came out. I know they helped out with Tears of the Kingdom. That's
They
how
did help out
really
with
get the-
Tears.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's how they got the optimization to be is not perfect, but it was still amazing that it was able to run on there.
They
So it's
keep
like-
that Nintendo contract. Like, what y'all need us to do? What you need to do?
I mean,
Pretty much, yeah. So it's like, and then Retro Studios. I mean, they ain't released shit in what a decade at this point. So it's like y'all got all this disposable talent, at your beck and call, and it's like, bro, that's the bare minimum y'all that's bare minimum y'all can muster, and yet y'all got an entire Japanese company of what, less than like 10 people who asset flip stuff, who can get a better product and game that runs better than some shit that y'all make. Like, no. In case y'all know I'm talking about Power World, so that's.
I was about to say, because
that came out last year. I say, yeah, that.
I thought
anything
that was
that
going to light
shit-
the fire under their ass, but it clearly it did. So
I ain't hear nothing about Power no more Nintendo. I guess they sold that, or what's going on with that?
I think it's still ongoing.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
ongoing.
Because now they're on PlayStation, so I'm pretty sure they're doing well. It's just they're probably waiting for like another update or something like that. But from what I was seeing, the numbers are still doing pretty good for them.
And taking the place of the good doctor will be A Omega tonight. He's gonna be on one tonight, so just get ready. This is just
I'm not gonna go on a complete segue and take as long as I usually do, but yeah, I got some choice words for that when we do get to it. So
I know you've been ready, boy. Well, I love that you keep up. You're so passionate, and you keep up with like the news and stuff, like especially the studios and shit. That shit is hard to keep up with it, but it's
somebody have to what they have to a fire, man. Like this shit is not cool.
And also, if y'all have not seen this dude's a PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo video, this shit is great. Mega is so underrated, y'all, in acting and skits. It is so freaking. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. Yo, this thing, I laughed so hard. That stuff was paused. I laughed so much, man. It was so funny. Goddamn, dude, how you come up with that script? That was just
honestly, like I was telling y'all,
PlayStation one was funny.
I typically have my notebook. This is the exact same book that I have all my ideas in right here. So I'll do the general outline of it, and then as I'm recording, I'm like, oh man, it'd be great to add this in and that in. So it's like a lot of stuff I write down the scripts for, but then as I'm recording, I'm like, hey, that would be a great segue or a great funny part. So a lot of stuff I was telling the group chat to Steve, I'm like, a lot of stuff comes out the dome. Like I'm surprised myself. I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm what's the right word to say? Imposter syndrome. Because sometimes I don't even know who I am. Most times I'll be writing this shit. I'm like, who is this? Is this my work? I guess it is. And then, it just turned out the way it does. So man, yeah, I think that's my God-given talent. So I'm just gonna foster that.
It's good, man. Greg, The Greg from Canada. Canada Greg. We're gonna call you Canada.
Are we gonna start doing like Greg 1, Greg 2? Like
no, we got
like
Canada Greg and Arkansas Greg.
Yeah.
Hey, so what do you think about the Pokemon presentation today? I know you're a big Pokemon fan.
I'm like a Twitch fiend, so I just like I didn't even mean to watch this. I just 8 a.m. turn on Twitch and like Pokemon was live, and I was like, oh, all right, like we'll see what they're cooking up, And after getting hit by like Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Cafe skins, I'm fired up for it all. But I guess for myself, like I'm not playing ZA. I know that. I just won't. Right? It's not going to happen at this point in my life.
Same here.
If they're going to get me into a new Pokemon game, the Scarlet and Violet was the closest I came to actually playing one. And I know people like, oh, it runs like cheeks, all this stuff. But like, I haven't played a real Pokemon game in a long time. And that was the first time I felt like maybe I should, just because it's an actual change to the formula. I played Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, right? Just because it was different. Was it great?
I love that. I love it.
But it was different. So from Pokemon Day, and you guys didn't mention it yet, but there was that there's a battle sim coming. Looks like it's akin to Pokemon Stadium 2.
That Pokemon, that looks good.
That is like the most interesting thing to me out of everything, because like I'm not touching ZA, I know that much, but like getting some kind of battle simulator similar to like a battle factory or a battle tower we had in Coliseum and stuff, just like sim battle where you have objectives and a story and a campaign and just something to keep you going through that aspect of the game. Because like I grinded Pokemon Stadium, man. I grinded that stuff. It was fun. It was hard as hell. And that's what kept you coming back to it. Yeah, like that's for me, something I might touch. Maybe.
Might touch.
Yeah, I might, it's a lot closer than ZA. You're
not touching Pokemon Sleep?
No. The last Pokemon thing I actually did, I opened TCG every night. Great, right? Poker Rogue, if any of you guys touch that. That was the number one thing I played in a long time. Oh, look at that, just shaking your head and stuff. It's an online browser game, some random thing that someone made. But it's like you just advance through levels, right? You have your starting team and it's like level 1. You fight some guys, take an item, level 2, fight. It's super addicting, and it just like brought me back. It taught me like 3 new gens. Like I'm up to date now almost, but you know what I mean? That brought me forward like 3 gens of Pokemon in a unique way again, right? It was a unique setting. It was great.
Yeah. Anybody else want to talk about Saturn? What do you think about the new Pokemon Coliseum? I know you've been looking for did you find Pokemon Coliseum for GameCube? And what did you think about this kind of update or spiritual successor to that franchise?
That was a Pokemon Coliseum? I thought it was more like Pokemon. I guess it was called Coliseum. No, Pokemon Coliseum
Battle Rev?
Yeah, no. Isn't Pokemon Coliseum the open world?
That's Arceus, I think.
That's Arceus.
Well,
No. Like Pokemon.
I'd call Coliseum open world for sure.
It can be. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Isn't that what the Team Snag'em? Is this what we're talking about?
She's so desensitized to the Pokemon shit.
No, are we talking about like? Oh my God, am I high or something? I'm trying to think.
Are you high? Because if you are, we need
I don't.
You have to question yourself. You probably are. If you had to question yourself.
No.
Am I high right now? Like, hold on.
I feel like I'm going crazy because I'm pretty sure Pokemon Coliseum is the one on GameCube.
Yeah, it's one on GameCube. Yeah.
Oh, I think the N64 one.
But I'm saying like the new
on the N64. That was not the name. The one where Stadium.
I'm thinking of Pokemon Stadium.
That's what I was.
Stadium 1 and 2 on N64.
Yeah,
GameCube had Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness.
And then Battle Revolution was on Wii, which was kind of like Stadium.
And then Pokemon Tournament was fighting game.
Okay, that makes more sense. So what I saw in the Pokemon thing today reminded me of Pokemon Stadium.
Yes.
But I shall not replay that. I'm just not interested. But I'd rather play Stadium, if anything. It was fun.
That was fun back in the day.
Pokemon Coliseum, if they did release that would have been great, but they're never going to do it. And then I still am waiting for an XD Gale of Darkness copy that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So
you probably find it if you come into the... Hey, you know what? That should be your mission to find it if you're coming to Midwest, which I will be there at Midwest Gaming Classic. 4th through the 6th, make sure you get your tickets, and I'll be there walking around, filming, maybe getting some games, asking you guys some questions and shit. But definitely you should try to find that. Do you want it complete or do you? I know you want. No, that's it. You want it complete.
Dude, both ask if you want to buy a sealed copy.
Do you got a sealed copy, Greg?
I do.
Hey, it'd be cheap shipping, wouldn't it?
I probably bought it back in 2013.
How much is a sealed copy like that goes for?
So I have no idea now. I don't know. I'd say
Probably.
1,000 probably for a good.
Well, hey, if y'all want to work out a deal, y'all work out a deal. It'd be shit, Hey,
I don't want a sealed copy. I want to play it.
I mean, you can open it when you get it.
I want to play my games. If I have a sealed copy, then I still have to buy another one to play it, and that's double the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you want me to come to the convention? If you want me to come, I need money. So I can't be spending it like that. But I don't know. I feel like in the States, you guys are luckier when it comes to finding games. I mean, Mr. Rightway found XD Gale of Darkness for like $25 or something.
Oh, you ain't gonna find that cheap.
Finding some shit for cheap. It's on my nerves.
I can't help it. I got a lot of fucking free time.
He'd be on my side of town when he finds this shit. It just pisses me off.
We saw 5 games. Arkansas is dry, bro. There's no games here in Northwest Arkansas.
Oh my god, it'd be turf war with Steve. Like,
Daryl, Daryl in the chat, Daryl Best, he always had games. So yeah, if you're coming to Midwest, Daryl, and you'll meet me in Saturnine, bring her a good copy. He'll give you a good deal on Pokemon on that Pokemon game complete. He probably can get one. So that'll actually be your hookup. Yeah, he actually does bring one. He got good games, so he do, but he sometimes be a little greedy, but whatever. But no, if he's gonna bring a copy, he'll give you a good deal too. He really will give you a good deal, and also he takes trades and stuff too. So I don't know if are you a trading person? Are you a collector that trades?
No, I want to keep what I
Said
have.
No. Man, that no was really like evil. No,
just respect me like that.
I know, right?
Don't I still get 2 copies of things to give away for? No, I'm not kidding.
Okay,
maybe one day if I find by accident something that I have an extra, maybe. But right now, I'm so focused and laser focused on the list. Like I have to go through that list of games.
Also, you're looking for Zelda or the Zelda games too, right?
Not really.
You're not looking for the Zelda games no more?
Well, I have all the ones that I wanted to play on GameCube, so maybe the Game Boy ones. Yes, you know what? Yes. Game Boys. So I'm looking for Oracle.
Which Game Boy?
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color.
So the 2 Oracles, I don't have that. I don't know where to find them. I found cartridges. I don't care for that. I want the box.
Oh, you want the box? Damn.
Yeah, we're on a mission.
Yeah, B. Way to go.
And I'll never find that in Canada for a reasonable price. So I'm gonna have to, border hop a little bit.
I feel you. I feel you. It's even worse than Saskatchewan, I promise.
Oh god, in Toronto they'll have it here, but they'll be like, "Oh yeah, so it's $900 for this box."
Okay, that's fair.
What? Yeah, and I'll be like, "Eat shit! I'd rather accidentally fly over to the States and find it in a rural town."
How do I get this plane? Spend less money flying over and buying the game, and then flying back home.
Yeah, I assume Toronto pricing is disgusting. That's extremely fair.
Oh, you should see my rent. It is gross.
That's the one good thing about living out here in the prairies in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's -40, but like, man, things are cheap.
Oh, it's cold.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
we were like tipping like coldest place in the world 2 weeks ago. Like, it was
when that cold work, it came down in Texas, man. Like, it was in Texas. Don't
you mean it was snowing and shit?
Ooh, it was cold. Yeah, it's cold.
It was out here, bro. It was
cold. Yeah. You run out. It was so cold. You be like, you gotta touch the window before you go outside. Like, hold on.
It was U.S. cold. Like, Canada cold is probably different.
Yeah,
like,
there's levels. There's levels. To
yeah, like it was like -1 here, but that's probably like nothing compared to.
It's like, like.
Yeah. What is -1? I don't understand your Fahrenheits.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Oh.
Because you guys are the only people in this entire planet that don't know how to use proper metrics.
I'm not gonna get it.
You were
-17. That's soft.
Okay, so -1 is like when you go outside and you go like shit. and run back inside. That's like
It's not that bad.
the louder.
Right.
The louder. Look, this is how you in the South. This is how I tell you how cold it is. The louder the shit you say, that's how cold it is. So the higher pitched shit is cold.
Or if you can't even get the shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, shit, I'm going back.
It's
to
one of
work.
those type of things to where if you go outside and spit, your saliva will freeze or hit the ground. Type
Oh
cold.
yeah.
That's how cold it is.
nasty.
Yeah. That's how cold it is. If you, it's so cold outside. Sometimes like you turn your heat in your car and it's still cold. Like ooh. Nah.
Well,
That's
I mean,
some
we're
type of
just
If your
You guys
car
will never
turns
survive
on,
here.
it ain't that cold.
man,
No,
it's
I
that
would not
type
survive
of-
Canada.
It's that type of it's that type of cold. If you got like early forms of arthritis, you wake up in the morning and be like, shit, my knee, it's cold out.
You be making old man noises on the bed, like, oh shit.
Well, you gonna pull out that Skyrim quote real quick. I used to be an adventurer, so I took an arrow in the knee type shit like
Yeah.
Man, hey, that's one thing Texas cannot. Texas cannot handle rain and snow. Not even they can barely handle rain, but snow and ice. Ooh, boy.
Honestly, I was
can't handle any kind of weather that requires any form of precipitation. If there's anything that falls and hits the ground, like nope, everybody can't drive anymore.
Honestly, I was surprised y'all even got snow. I think when y'all sent pictures, I was like, damn, I didn't even know it snowed in Texas. I thought it was too damn hot for to
well,
do that.
that one year, a couple years ago, where it was really bad,
Mhm.
like, we had pipes bursting out here. You know, they don't build
All
houses.
your infrastructure.
Yeah, the grid and stuff down here.
The grid was down. They were doing rolling blackouts every 30 minutes. Imagine being on a work call and
I
then your
remember that.
phone and everything just dropped. Cell service, everything.
Yeah,
I had
that
to
was
leave
crazy.
my fireplace just going for a week.
Yeah.
That is wild.
You gotta
Okay,
have
what do
candles.
you have?
You
Like,
guys have heating inside, or is the fireplace like that's what you got?
Oh
was
no,
a-
we had heat, but when the
Okay.
rolling blackouts hit,
Right,
we
right,
just
right,
didn't
right,
have
right.
anything.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do that to y'all every time there's a big cold snap in
The
Texas.
gas will
It's always
Yeah,
y'all
it's
that
all
get
gas,
those rolling
so, like,
blackouts.
the
Yeah.
gas will work. The gas will work.
Yeah.
You just got
Gas.
like down
As
here,
long as
you
you
got
call.
like gas. Like you turn like what this is country, but this is what it do. Like years, I remember what was like 10, 15 years ago when they had that. I was saying in Arkansas that ice storm that came through Arkansas or down through the South. I mean, to stay warm, you had to turn on the gas oven, open up that oven, turn that bitch on 500, and so it can heat the whole house.
Yeah, bro. It was 2009.
Yeah.
It's Arkansas, Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
They got it.
It was like everything with like the
Oh.
rain came, that
Remember
ice
that?
rain.
Yeah, you remember?
Yes, I
Remember
got
that?
trapped. That was the year I got
Yeah.
trapped out there because I was.
We
It was
both
literally
worked at
raining that
Walmart.
morning. It wasn't even in the forecast. It was rain that morning, and I
Yeah.
remember they were like, "Hey, it's gonna get really bad. We're gonna shut down the store. Everyone's gonna go home." I'm like, "Cool." One of the guys went to the liquor store real quick, got everybody a bunch of bottles, and was like, "All right, have at it. See y'all next week." Blah blah blah. We're like, "Cool." A freaking 18-wheeler jackknifed in the middle of the highway, blocked the entire highway going north. So I had to take a side road in an Infiniti G35, a real-wheel drive car, by the way.
Oh,
And
another rich car.
You're not supposed to
it
say
was
that.
used. It
You're
was
not helping your
hail
thing here.
I
damage.
know, right?
It
Oh,
had
it
hail
was
damage.
Infinity.
Make sure
Hey.
to mention that.
I was single. Okay, no kid, no
That was way
wife.
back in the day.
That was
Yeah.
way back. That was back in my days where I could
So,
just
you,
spend
so
the money I
ladies
wanted
and
on
gentlemen,
myself.
y'all listen. So when you see why we call this man Hasidity, snooty, uppity, rich, because he likes the finer things in life, which I do too. But you just heard, this has been going on forever. All his friends know that this motherfucker love nice shit. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but he like nice shit.
Yeah. He's now entered bougie mode.
Yeah, he bougie ass. Oh, I collect all Neo Geo. I'm going for the full set. You rich motherfucker.
Why y'all do me like this, bro?
Because you've been like this forever. Because I'm like the same way. I'm just like, I'm glad to find somebody else who is bougie like I am. I can call out. That's all. I'm happy. You are fucking bougie, bro. Bro, you just said it. Greg even like, just look. He's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me help
Oh,
you.
my ears perked up immediately. You didn't need to go in that detail. That wasn't part of the story. Like,
I know, right? That's why
I
you
did my
brought it-
custom Escalade, and it's like, okay.
All right, y'all. Chat. I'm selling everything. I'm done. I'm
No,
done.
you ain't. No,
selling
you're
all
not.
the games.
No, you're
I'm shutting the whole system. I'm shutting the studio down. It's over. Shutting everything.
not. No, you're not.
But then
Hey,
with
he
video and
worked
everybody.
for it. Listen, he worked for it. I ain't gonna lie. He worked for all this hard. But the man does have a exquisite taste. When he drinks water, he put his pinky up like this, right?
What?
You rich motherfucker though. You like it though. I mean, hey.
I give you shit because we've been friends a long time, and I remember the struggling days. So like, whenever you had like as the come up has happened, like I've been happy to be here for it to kind of see, So I tease you out of love because I remember what the struggle was. So and I'm happy for you, bro.
Appreciate it. It was rough in those streets.
Yeah. But you can tell your story, babe. So you back in your G30, the Infinity. And also thanks to Project Retro Games. $5 and Neil, how much would it cost for a full? Oh shit! Yeah, answer that real quick before you get back to the full. That's probably a couple. What
are you saying all of them? Like all are we talking about just the US set? Or are we talking about the Japanese exclusives for AES? Or are we just talking about clarify what you're talking about because the price will be different.
But you might want to go. You might want to tell them both.
Okay, so. If we're talking about all 94 English titles, that includes Kazuna Encounter and Ultimate 11, you're probably looking at somewhere close to 450 and 500 grand.
Let's just say about really what I ain't gonna say cool. It's a cool million. No,
it's
like what? Come to America. You said, is that too much?
Well, I mean, so when you're talking, and the reason why I say that because like if you remove Kazuna and
complete USA,
that significantly drops the price a lot because
and not like
$300. The only listed one out there is 300 grand for Kazuna, and
nobody's really paying that. Right
collectors
now
would say that's closer to 150. And other collectors will say, no, I'm not paying that. I pay 75. And the Ultimate 11, there's not a real price on it because we don't have any previous solds. It's all been private. Everything else you can readily find, for the most part, in the Neo Geo groups, what that is. If you start adding like the Japanese exclusives on AES, then that price changes. But the Japanese games aren't, outside of Metal Slugs, you're not going to really see anything over 10 grand. So.
Yeah, so basically, you just put it like cap. Like, to be fair, 500,000.
Yeah,
for full US set.
$500,000, damn.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, like, if I was starting this collection now, I'd be like, nope, because I started at the beginning of COVID. So
and I got out at the beginning. I got out in 2019. Yeah, you came in when I got out.
The best time to collect for AES was
2016,
the late 90s and up until like 2005. That was the best time to get in and get your games. And then now it's like the collectors that were collecting back then, they got the games and they're not letting go of them. And if anybody's asking, hey, I need this game, they're like, well, how much are you willing to pay for it? Because I don't have to let go of it.
No, they don't.
It's definitely a seller's market.
It's a seller's market. And it's been that way for 10 years.
What'd you say, Greg?
So how many do you own? Are you doing a full USA set, or how deep are you?
Yeah, I'm nine games away minus 2 from an English set.
Wow.
Yeah, he's serious.
All right.
Yeah. He's been doing really good. Been getting good deals.
I mean, I've never even seen one in person. A Neo Geo AES. I've been doing this 15 years. I genuinely don't think I've ever seen one in person. They don't exist.
Wow. Those are Neo Geo. When you get into it does bring a certain stigma, and when you start collecting, your mindset do start to change. You gotta sometimes be a little humble because me and Ness be talking about we're like, oh yeah, the cheap games is a $500 game. Like, oh, hold on now. What we say, cheap game is $500, or like a $250 game is still like $250, and you gotta be like, you don't want to make nobody feel bad, but you can't help nobody for how they feel. But it's a real fine line collecting Neo Geos. Like, it's not for everybody because a lot of people are not going to pay $150 for a game, or less $500 for a game. It's really different. We joke about being rich and stuff, but you got to learn how to find deals and different stuff, like flip to get games and stuff like that. It's a way to collect it, but it's It ain't for everybody.
It's a lot of studying. So I, my wife will tell me that, I'm a obsessive compulsive when I get into hobbies.
You are.
I like.
So when you go in, you go full in. Okay.
I deep dive into everything. Like I do my own due diligence, and then then I start asking questions after I feel like I've got a clear understanding. I buy the cheapest stuff just to get my hands on it and see what that looks like. What am I, what am I getting myself into? Because when I first started, I was like, I'm going to go for a full English set and a Japanese set, and then that first month in, I was like, man, hell no. Ain't no way I'm going. And there's guys out there that have like multiple copies of like the biggest titles out there. And I'm like, golly, but these guys are also like that. Those are the folks I classify as rich because, when you're sitting on 2 or 3 Metal Slug 1s, when they're mint, that's just a stupid amount of money that you
that's
have.
A house.
Mm-hmm.
That's a GTR.
I would say that's a few houses depending on where you live.
Like that's a hefty down payment on a house. You could buy a sports car cash if you wanted to.
An X35, 2 of them.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah,
if I had a Metal Slug and if I had like 3 Metal Slugs, I definitely would sell one and give me an AGTR. Definitely would.
I mean, the biggest issue with all that stuff is when someone doesn't need money, though. Then it's like, how do you get it? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issues because the Japanese market got more quantities of the games, right? So for the US side, when we were getting games shipped over, we were getting a much smaller quantity because we had Nintendo, we had Sega Genesis. At one point, PlayStation was coming into the game and everybody was making the shift to 3D disc-based games. So it was really, really niche. And the fact of the matter was, when the games first dropped, we're talking about $200 when they first released in store. It's stupid. Nobody was like, I remember asking my mom, like, hey, can I get this console? And she's like, how much does it cost? $650 for the console? How much are the games? $200. Play that Nintendo I got you and play these $20 games that I've been buying you.
I think the conversion rate for the 90s, if that wasn't today's market, I think that would have been like right around like 1,000, maybe 1,100.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, $1,600 for the console. You're looking at about $500 a piece, $600 a piece for the games. Days inflation.
Socrates gifted a 1-month membership to somebody. Whoever got that membership, please let somebody in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Thank you so much, Socrates, for supporting the channel. Like I said, hey, they be charging your boy $44.99 for this string yard, so that goes straight to the string yard. So
hey, shit, shout out. That's what's up.
Did you do it again?
Oh, you talking about? Oh, yeah, yeah. Anybody want to donate or do anything with our membership? Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. All right, big ups, people. All right, we do it big around here.
Oh boy, you had it on lock
Appreciate
already.
y'all. Yes, sir.
Oh Lord, that dude is funny as shit. Boy, you are. I love you, man. I'm glad you got the money throwing.
Sorry, did you actually grow up with Neo Geo then, or what? Like, why did you go down that rabbit hole?
So I grew up playing a lot of fighting games, right? So a lot of the ports for Neo Geo were on Sega and Super Nintendo at the time. That's what Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury. I loved playing those games, of course, all Street Fighters and stuff like that. When I got into high school, that's when I found a group of friends that were playing fighting games in tournaments. So we had a lot of local tournaments, and a lot of guys were playing Third Strike. They were playing Capcom versus SNK 2, playing that. And then I got introduced to Garo Mark of the Wolves, which was the last Fatal Fury at the time.
Yeah, and that's it right here.
Right there. That's it. He just boom, just right there.
I just popped that out there.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, this is my favorite
I'm gonna
game.
have that on deck.
He did.
Oh, hey, this is the game right here, man. And
That is the game.
That's one of my favorite Fatal Furies too.
That is the game.
The first time I played it was on Dreamcast. That was my first experience with it.
That's where I played it on. So, my first introduction to actually seeing a Neo Geo console was at one of the guys' houses that we went to when we had tournament nights. So he had Japanese consoles for Sega Saturn. He had Neo Geo. He had Neo Geo CD. He had a lot of those games just chilling on a shelf, and we were just like, I didn't even know Garo was like, I thought this was a Dreamcast game. Like, nah, I started on Neo Geo. So that's where it sparked. And then COVID hit. I was bored. I was talking to Zelda on the phone one day, and I was like, bro, I want to really get back into gaming and collecting games. He's like, oh man, what system are you gonna go for? I was like, man, I want to go for Neo Geo. He's like, what? Neo Geo?
I have a hankering to drop 6 figures.
I was like, bro, you realize
right?
Like, it's expensive, right? But I mean,
at the time, I hadn't really, I hadn't really done the deep dive and due diligence yet.
I told you got a expensive taste.
Well, I wanted all those games because those were all the games I loved playing growing up, so it made sense to me. I just didn't realize.
And you picked one of the worst times to get back into it. Too. Like between 2020 and 2022, like if you try to do anything retro related, it's like, dog, y'all.
I bought into Pokemon cards 2021. What do you do? Right? Is what it is. Oh yeah, I got some. I'm down like 70% still on some shit. What do you do?
Oh yeah, that was the big Pokemon boom.
Yeah, that when it started.
Yep. What do you do? Of course, during COVID, we were all just looking at shit. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a good time too. Like it was, you know what? Because everybody thought that games are going to do like this, like games said like, wow. Especially like the Wii. Like when I got out to go get games and I found like a Wii Sports, that shit sold immediately for like $50 to $60. I was like, whoa.
That was an infinite money glitch for a bit there on Wii.
It was.
and Wii systems was selling like $250. I was like, oh my man, I did really good.
What really messed me up is how I knew the market was messed up because that was around the time I started to get back into like game cheap collecting. Man, I went into my local retro game store. And when I saw Luigi's Mansion for $7, I was like, bro, somebody needs to have a hit put on them right now for this shit because this don't make no sense. Why is Luigi's Mansion for $70? Yep, Mario Sunshine was $100. Smash Brothers, like I think the highest selling game on that system, that was like around $100. I'm like, though, why are all these games that was readily available $60, $70, $80, $90, bro? Like, what is this?
Hey, shout out to Life of Tay Game and our other likes.
What's good with you, brother?
I like skin Canadian. We gotta have him. Yeah, we gotta have him back on in a couple weeks. So yeah, we got he's another Canadian gamer too. That, like I said, I told you, like this podcast has the most Canadian gamers on here. So I'm definitely
that might be true. Yeah, he definitely need to come back on here again, man.
Yeah, he do. He's so chill. He's going for a full GameCube set in Canada, so goddamn,
we talked about that.
This Joker, man, I'm so pissed. I know I ain't pissed at him, but like this motherfucker got that damn PlayStation 5 Pro and a Anniversary Pro from GameStop.
That's right.
Yep. I said, bro, how you get that? He's like, yeah, man. Like he got the invitations. You woke up one day, signed in, and then registered to get it, and then you got picked. I said, why can't they do that for us, man? It's like we got to go through the ringer just to get the most basic shit. When it comes to the States, man, it's like, but people in Canada, like people in Canada and in Europe, it's like they're treated like first class citizens for most stuff, especially when Nintendo stuff. Boy,
these fools were on practically a Zoom call in queues waiting for them to just get in yet. Oh, I'm 152 away.
Oh, you talking about that?
I was just shaking my head. I'm like, I'm not about to get this. We don't need that negativity in this chat right now.
Yeah, he's not hating ass.
I woke up. I was all right. The link is live. I think I sent it to Steve, or Steve sent it. I can't remember who sent it to who, but I was like, yeah, man, it's going live. And then the moment my queue popped up, you are 200 line. Fuck, man. All right.
And you know what? Hey, going back to that, trying to get to that PlayStation Day. Okay, so I end up getting, like the slim PlayStation 5 Anniversary Pro. I mean the Pro, but the Anniversary. But when I got on, everybody wanted the Pro. So I'm like, you know what? And some told me, say, go ahead and go and get the PS5 and back out and get the stuff. So I didn't. I was trying to click, get that thing. I'm like, shit. So I went back, and the damn Slim sold out. The damn Portal, not Portal, but the the big controller, not this one.
The Edge.
The Edge sold out. I was like, fuck. I was so high. I was so bad. And I eventually got in with Walmart, but man, that day was crazy. I don't understand why PlayStation, they do a lot of weird shit, but that day was crazy. I hated that day. And I still didn't get it. I mean, I got everything except fucking, I didn't get the Edge either. I'll get the Edge maybe one day, but I'm just, oh, hey, look. All right, no, Nam Omar got he got it.
So
He got the yeah.
Okay, so
He got the money.
Okay.
Look at him. He got it. Congratulations, man. Yeah, he always show up to the chat, so I'm so happy to see him get it because he always every week he's here. He's here all the time.
That man a real trooper. Shout out.
He is. He always so good. Hey, enjoy your first month. There are videos on the channel that are members only. Enjoy those videos. Also, too, members only. Whenever I upload a video, the members do get it first. I'm about to upload a video tomorrow. I got a PlayStation 3 backwards compatible 60 gig from GameStop. We're gonna test it out, see if it works. Also, too, I got a brand new broadcast monitor that I'm testing out with it. It's a beautiful monitor. You've been on the chat before, you've been on the channel, you've seen it. It's a gorgeous monitor. So yes, that video will be coming out tomorrow. And just thank you for supporting the channel. Enjoy your membership. Well, that damn day, oh my god! And then this rich mother sucker right here was all like, "You ain't gonna get. I should go get one." He just hating because he punk.
What? Do nothing, bro. Like I'm just
he was hating that day. He was sitting there laughing. He was sitting there better laughing. And look at his cup. His cup is rich. Look at that shit.
What's a Stanley Cup? What I mean?
Oh, it's a Stanley Cup. I got this for $3 at Goodwill. It's a Stanley Cup. Bruh, everything you got is like high class.
It's like $20. What do you mean? Got it on sale.
Oh,
I got it on sale.
Got it on sale. Like, yeah, Socrates right. Yeah, hold on. Rich man say what?
Y'all be just roasting me, man. Just
we love you though.
Oh, man.
But also too, and if y'all have not seen my Neo Geo collection video, a certain somebody named Tiberius joined me. You know, it was a great video. I had fun about it. People are loving it in the chat. People are loving the video. So it was good.
That one was really good. Yeah,
it was real fun. Thanks to Mega, he helped us out a little bit on that too. So yeah, it was real.
That was a fun video.
It was. Make sure if y'all haven't seen the whole way through, go make sure you watch it to the end. Go back and watch it because it is some bloopers at the end. Y'all gonna check out. You'll love it. But it was really fun. I stepped outside of my comfort zone. It was really good.
Yeah,
I was really proud of that video.
I think we brainstormed that for like 30 minutes. Like, we're gonna do this camera angle, and then we just started recording. I'm like, oh no, we gotta do it like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I like that. That.
It was running good, man. It was good.
Yeah,
we got really good on that. It was so fun. It was fun.
I had a lot of DMs from.
Oh, did you?
When I reposted it on my Instagram, I had people like, "Man, you're hilarious. Y'all are funny, man." I'm like, "Oh, appreciate it."
That's awesome. That's real awesome. Let's get into some more news before we get into the big thing about AAA games. You know, y'all came out. Thank y'all so much. If you have not hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, Apple Music, make sure you follow the show. Leave a comment. Tell us something crazy. Tell us something mean. Hey, I don't know. If you tell me something mean, I'll read it and then delete it. But you know, tell us something. Let us know how you feel about it. But recently today, y'all, I couldn't believe Bitmap Bureau, and you'll get that joke if I know you'll get that joke if you watch the end of the Tiberius video. But they announced Terminator 2D No Fate coming to the PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PC on September 5th, 2025, and this loud.
I have a strong feeling that's going to do very well on Switch.
I think it's going to do really good. And look at this right here.
That's what I'm confident on. Like usually, I think
I'm going to get it on Switch and the PlayStation. But this is like, okay, as we seen it, look at this. This is like,
it looks good.
It's like the way the artistic direction they're going with it. It literally looks like it was made with the intention of like it was coming out in the 90s.
Yeah,
it looks like Contra, don't it?
A lot like Contra, yeah.
It's like a Contra freaking Terminator game. Look at this mess.
That looks. When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, I'm sold. This is
Yeah, like I really do like this.
Oh, this is good.
This is something that you would see from the 90s. Like really, like this whole aesthetic vibe is like they did their homework with this. Even that part where he's like butt ass naked fighting in the bar. Like, yeah, that's
yeah, that was really
all
good.
that shit right.
I sent him a message to say, hey, you know you can put this on the Neo Geo, right?
No. I don't want to pay $200-$300 for a port on Neo Geo.
Yeah,
I would just rather pick it up on Switch or PlayStation or one of the other ones.
I think I'm getting it on Switch.
Terminator 2D No Fate. Okay, so
that looks really good.
Is that actually getting physical?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Look, Greg's like, I'm sold.
Damn.
Yeah, man. That's
They sent over an email this today, right? Did they email you?
Yeah, they emailed. Yeah.
I ain't on the email list in that case.
Well, I had one. I have another game on pre-order with them right now. For
what studio is that, or who's putting it out?
Bitmap and Reef.
Reef, yeah.
Sorry, y'all said it at once.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Bitmap and Reef.
Okay. Yeah.
Bitmap and Reef.
Yeah, Bitmap Bureau. They're a company overseas in England. They do a lot of good games. Right now, I was saying Neo Geo because they did Xenocrisis, and they put Xenocrisis on everything. Matter of fact, let me get it real quick. Y'all keep talking.
Neo Geo, Saturn, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast. Yeah, they did
wild.
Yeah, they just did it for everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then Final Vendetta they're doing for Neo Geo, which that hasn't come out yet. So I'm pretty excited for that one.
Yeah, they putting the final touches on it. So like this is Xeno. Let me make sure I get big for everybody so I can see it. So Xenocrisis on AES right here. This is Bitmap for the AES.
They did Xenocrisis on GameCube. What the fuck? Like that is
the GameCube too. Yeah, and Xenocrisis on the Super Nintendo right here, and also too on the Game Boy Advance, which the Game Boy Advance is a fucking great port.
I saw that one. I didn't know this.
So shout out to Bitmap. Thank y'all for sending these right here too. And also I think I might still have some codes. I gotta go look and see. I might can get some during the chat in a minute if I go back and look at my codes and see. And I might give some people some games. I'm gonna see what I got. I'm gonna go look at my messages and see with these guys. And I might drop a code. So y'all stay tuned. But yeah, yo, they do some good ports. They just got sold to a different company. So the last game, Final Vendetta, was kind of up. It was coming out, but they had to do some more stuff to it too, also. But they're a great company. Oh yeah, I got some more codes. I'm gonna give a code out tonight for Xenocrisis, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna give one out. I got a lot of codes left. I got a code for Xbox. So, all right, in the chat, let me know. Do you want? I'm gonna give a code for all of them. I'm gonna give a code out for the Xbox tonight. I'm gonna give a code out for the PS4, code out for the Switch, code for the Steam, and it says Xenocrisis. If you're in Europe and South Asia, I guess DM me and I'll give you a code. But what do y'all want first? Xbox, PS4, Switch, Steam. I got some codes to give out tonight, and we're gonna give them all through the night. You make sure to like and hit the subscribe button so we can get these codes out.
Mm-hmm. I would say go and get an Xbox One out first for anybody who still have an Xbox. You know, that ain't a digging nobody. hey, look,
we're not gonna get the Xbox code.
Ain't no digging. Yeah, it's like, oh boy, I finally got some. It's like, yeah, it's like good luck, brother, because
Xbox.
Yeah, let's go and get the Xbox code out. I'm gonna drop the Xbox code out in just a minute. So if you have the Xbox, get ready to get this code. So we're gonna drop it in 3, 2. The code has been dropped. Let me know if you got the game, but that code is live now. We're going to give a PS4 and a Switch and a Steam later on in the podcast. That means if you're listening, you got to watch because we do stuff like this.
Because we got codes.
You've been waiting on that one. That was good.
Wow.
That was awesome. Oh my gosh, that was good. God damn, that was good.
Codes
that was good.
Codes on different system codes, man. That's what I'm talking
we
about.
Got codes in different systems. God, that was good. So, Ness, you have brought something new to the channel last week. Why don't you tell everybody what you had suggested for everybody?
Oh my god.
Okay, so I can't,
No,
I can't
teacher.
take all the credit for this because Zelda wasn't on the podcast last week. Otherwise, we would have collectively did this together because this was something that we created together once upon a time, and we just never followed through.
We did.
So a video game book club. So the premise of the book club is everyone in the chat from last week, everyone who's on the podcast, we selected a game. Returnal on PlayStation 5 was the game. The bare ass minimum was 15 minutes of game time. 15 minutes. So I'll tell you this. I put it in and I looked up and I had put 4 hours into this game. So it surprisingly was a very good game. I'm actually still playing it. So I don't think it's something I'm going to put down anytime soon. But the object of it is for us to come back collectively as a group. If those of you that joined on the podcast last week, you found a physical copy or you already had a copy and you just haven't played it yet, this was our time to kind of join and give our opinions on what we thought of the game. So we've got whose gameplay is this?
This is yours gameplay right here.
This is mine. Premise of the game, it's very cryptic. Like you land and
Oh, you said the game. The game is Returnal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you land, you crash land on this planet, and it's hostile. And my first playthrough, this was probably I don't know, at this point it's like my 60th playthrough at this point. It's when you first play through it, you don't think you're gonna die. I'm like, oh man, this is relatively easy.
You die a
lot. Once you start progressing, through this game, the enemies get stronger, the weapons that you find get progressively stronger too. But if you don't pick up the right things, you leave yourself wide open to die. And then what happens is you don't leave where you left off. It sends you all the way back to the very beginning. So basically you're starting all over again. So depending on how far you progress in this game, you may have some things that, your first or second playthrough that you found, you may bring that back on your next life, but you have to progress through this game to get like certain abilities and things of that nature. It reminds me a little bit of Metroid a little bit. It gives me Metroid vibes mixed with Hades. That's what I was about to say.
Yep. Hades. Yep. Because I was about to say, like when it comes to the because my first experience on games like that was called roguelike was Hades, to where you go throughout the game, you level up, get gear, grind out stuff like that, and then it's made for you to die repeatedly, and then the levels they change. It's not always the same. A lot of stuff in the environments change, the weapon placements, the enemy stuff like that. So what I really like about it is always keeping you on your toes. You never know what type of experience you're gonna get with your next time around, because this theoretically is one of those games you can essentially like play forever because it keeps changing in different various ways. So I think that's what I really like about it the most. And if you guys are really too keen into like roguelike games, that's essentially what I just described. So it's a game you keep playing repeatedly to where you can just go through it one time or multiple times, your experience keeps changing all the way through. So that's what I really like about the most. In terms of the Metroid aspect, well, it's some of that, and some of the enemies I was fighting under, what it really reminded me of? What? Those Gradius games, like the bullet hell type shit with the stuff that's being shot at you like all over the place. Yeah, because there was like one enemy to where it was like kind of hovering, then like those red balls he was shooting at you. It was there's a lot of that happens on there. So I kind of feel like that's probably what they were inspired by, probably a little bit of Metroid with the backtracking and stuff like that, and like different environments that you can go throughout the world. And especially the enemy placements, and then just the play style and the enemy variety. So I can definitely see why they probably got a little bit of inspiration from that. That's in my opinion. So that's because a lot of motherfuckers kept shooting at me. So I'm like, damn, this is I don't know how much more I can do with this.
And I will say this, like, if you die and you have to restart, the whole map changes. So the whole layout of everything completely changes. It randomizes everything. So if you walk through this room and you took this pathway this time, you're going somewhere completely different the next time around. So it keeps you completely. I think that's why I was so engaged with the game for so long, because it basically, it's like it's giving you something new each time that you play it. The only frustration is like if you if you try to burn through it and rush through it, you don't want to. You want to go through every single door. You want to find every single secret, because those are the things that level your character up, that help with your survivability. Because once you move into the next area, which it wasn't on this video, but when you move to that next, biome or that next stage area, that's when things get real. I mean, they come out everywhere, just bobbing, blowing stuff up.
So Saturn. Let's get to Saturn real quick. Like, this is her video. We ask people also to. We occasionally we're going to show video of us playing. And guys, if you want to like suggest a game, we're gonna play. Let us know in the chat also too. But Saturn, she played it, and we're gonna go through her video, which was pretty funny. I like, and she can tell us about her experience. But here's her video right here. She's going through. Got a great collection there.
Oh, you got your games alphabetized?
Look at that. It's still sealed.
Yep, mine was too before today.
No, we have it on PS Plus. I refuse to unseal it.
Damn. Oh. Oh my god.
The death animation.
I know.
That's why I'm laughing at. It's just
Look at this one part. Here I thought I was hot shit, okay? I really did. I was like, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna beat this guy. I survived the first initial hit. Just watch. Hot shit, right? Feel great. Fantastic.
Oh
damn.
Yeah, he rushes.
Got you. So he's talking hot shit, but he got you. So what do you think about the game, Saturn? What did you enjoy about it? And what did you not like about it? Tell us your experience about it.
I enjoyed everything about it. I just keep dying. I'm like, do I suck? So at first I'm like, it's really beautiful. I like the music, the scene, everything. Okay. And then I refused to die. I was on a mission not to die. Then I finally died after 40 minutes. And then I realized when I died, I needed to die because there's a lot more cooler things. Because I felt like I finished the entire map. I was like, what do I do? So some of those deaths, like those ones, they're not needed. I didn't need to die like that. But I will say, it's fun. It's addicting. Just like Neoness said. You play a little bit, you think you're playing a little bit, next thing you know, you put in hours. And you're unlocking these like cool weapons. But in my case, I still die with those weapons. But it's fun. I think it was very fun. Oh my god.
And she got, when we got on,
I want to play it again. That's what I'm gonna do today.
She got on to me like, how long you play? I said, well, I played like 25 minutes, about 15, 25 minutes. What? I'm like, well, shit, I gotta try to run this YouTube channel and stuff, but it's like, it was actually engaging and fun. Like, as soon as I put the game in, I was like, damn, this game is like PlayStation Studios, and I forgot it was a PlayStation Studios game. I'm like, this is like a PS5 game. It was really, the intro coming in was intense. I don't think y'all mentioned, but like the adapted triggers on this fucking game, right? It's like, I thought my controller was broke, right? No, the adapted triggers, like you push this down and like you like one, like, okay, so do you do this right here? You can click it like this, right? No, on Returnal, you got like 1, 2. And I was like, what? Hold on. And I'm like, oh, this is a freaking experience. And we gotta shout out Dr. Alex, like on our podcast. But it's an experience for real. Like the controller experience really baked into the game. That's one thing I love about the PS5 is the dual sense inside this game. You really do like it's wonderful. It's amazing. I love it. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, that's one of like few games that I've played that really utilize the DualSense controller, like those triggers.
Yeah, I thought my controller was broke at first. Like, why's my controller broke? I was pretty mad. Like,
there's a couple weapons that do that to where like kind of like it has like a stopgap on it to where you push it down. It's like, damn, I think I'm pushing down a ways. Oh, wait a minute, there's like 2 different settings to this. Okay.
Did y'all figure out the reload?
I didn't figure the reload. What happened?
Reload mechanic. So like, I mean, you're hammering down the gun and you're just firing, and then it overheats.
Yeah, I saw
You
that.
probably saw like a red bar right there, right?
Yeah.
So you tap that reload trigger in between when it's kind of charging up. It's kind of like Gears a little bit, how it does that.
Like active reload.
Yeah, that to reload will get you right back into the fight faster.
Oh.
Yeah, so
After I've done that, I kept dying because I was like, well, my gun's not working.
yeah, you just have to reload, but there's a charge time and there's a little bit of a delay depending on which gun that you select. So there's little stuff like that. Another thing too is like, you know, when you're going through rooms on your map, the map is really good about.
Oh my god!
Sorry, we got you. That was
probably like the angles. No,
the map is really good about showing like the doorways, certain doors that you go to, right? But
the map is really good though.
The map is really good. The map is probably one of the best interactive maps I've seen on a game, where it's just there's not a lot of, you know, user error and like where am I supposed to go? It's like pretty straightforward.
I've never seen a map like that before. Like,
I mean, it gave. That's where I get the Metroid vibes from.
Yeah,
it reminds me of like Metroid Dread's mapping system a little bit, just a little bit more simpler. And then like there's the triangle doors. Those are the doors where you're generally looking for, you know, your power ups and things of that nature. And
it's refreshing, you know. It's a refreshing game.
Yeah, it is,
yeah.
Compared to a lot of stuff I played this year, it's up there. I definitely see myself completing it. I gotta look at it because I'm typically a platinum hunter, depending on what the game is. So I might looking to get into platinum on that. So
I think
I'm nothing too crazy.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and get that Space Marines too.
Oh, bro, get that.
I think I'm gonna go and get it.
Yes, sir. No, like, oh my god, bro! This
I was like, man,
it's okay.
You didn't like it?
It's okay. It was fine.
Bro, you need to put in at least about a good 10 hours so you'd be like, oh.
He's not a big Gears guy. He's not a big Gears guy.
Well, I thought you were. Oh, I know both of y'all played together, so I'm assuming that both.
Yeah,
of y'all,
we played some campaigns together and things like that. But I mean, Gears. I was there for the Gears story. Really actually, the thing that got me about Gears was that damn commercial,
bro.
Which one?
That's the best TV. One of the best TV spots I've ever seen. Yes. Whoever decided to put Mad World over that commercial is goated, bro. He's goated. That was like the best TV spot, one of the best TV spots I've ever seen.
Bro, that was so intense. That's what got me into that game too.
Yeah, that TV spot made me buy the game.
Yeah, like 20 years later, I still think about I watch it like once every 3 years. I'm just like, oh man,
bro, that's so crazy. It's so good. Yeah,
it's one of those generational commercials. Like, you know, you had to be there. If you was there, you appreciate it. But if you show somebody, oh damn, you know. Like,
oh my god, dude! Like a lot of TV spots for games in like the 2000s to like 2010 era were so good, right? Like it's like Bungie was doing stuff for like Halo Reach, and you had like the Deceive trailer for the Old Republic. I mean, bro, my goodness, some of the best TV spots.
The Deceive trailer was
oh my god! I watch that trailer probably like once a year.
I watch it. I go back. I was like, someone was like, "There's a new Star Wars movie coming out. Did you see it?" I'm like, what movie? I ain't heard nothing about movie. You ain't see it? You ain't see the trailer for it? I'm gonna say it to you. Like, bro, this is a game.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, they don't make TV spots nowadays. But back in the day, I'll even go back for like 2012. Remember the Black Ops 2 like ad where they had all the celebrities and stuff like Kobe Bryant, Robert Downey Jr. I love that shit. Like that's one of my favorites. Like
that's when everybody was playing it.
That's when everybody was literally playing this.
Socrates is saying, I seen this. He's like, you should look up and play a squirrel with a gun. I've been looking at it on Steam
right now. I saw that. It's literally a real life squirrel with a gun. Like gun.
I gotta play this. I'm watching it on Steam right now. I gotta play this.
That could be goofy. So right now, like I'm thinking about Super Metroid, or I'm thinking about this squirrel with a gun.
Oh, Super Metroid, you say?
Yeah. But it's because somebody hasn't played it before. Who played everything right here? Somebody hasn't played it. She like, what?
I play Super Metroid Randomizer all the time.
Well, Squirrel with a Gun might be really good though. I mean, y'all, hey chat, put any kind of game request because we need a game for next week's podcast. And yeah, just think about I just thought about this. This is way off, but. The day the Switch 2 announcement was it April 2nd? Is that a Thursday?
I think so.
Let
me see.
We have the technology. Let's go look.
I know, right? April That's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday, yeah.
I mean, we
Ooh.
can make an exception, right?
We might do it Wednesday, or we might have to do it. We gotta have feelings that day, so we might have to do that Wednesday podcast. we might have to bring the Western Canadian on that day too.
I would say either that or either do it that Wednesday or that Friday, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot to talk about on that day.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
So yeah, so either the day before, so I would say, so either Tuesday, Friday, or something like that. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. It's gonna be crazy that day. But Greg, have you played Returnal? Are you a PlayStation guy, or are you just more a retro guy? What are you?
So I haven't played Returnal. Like when you said it, I'm actually choked because like I've heard nothing but good things about it. Mm-hmm. I don't have a PS5 yet, so but I looked it up on Steam. It was like $50, and I was like, I'm not going to play it right now. But I've literally heard nothing but good things about it. Like I want to play the game, and hearing that it's a roguelike, a progression type style, like I would become addicted to it. I just know that for a fact. I love that. Like I said with Poker Rogue, right? That was the number one way to get me back in a freaking roguelike Pokemon game. I love that shit. So I know I would enjoy it, but no, right now I have I'm doing like more retro stuff. Actually, I'm playing Skyward Sword right now. I've never played it before.
Oh, really? So tell us about that. Like,
I haven't played it yet either.
I'm fucking around with Wiimotes. I'm playing legit shit.
Okay,
here.
Oh, you're playing the Wii version.
Oh yeah. I want to play I want to be there, man. I missed it when my younger brothers played it, but like by that time I was probably, what year is that?
2011, yeah.
2011?
Mm-hmm. Damn, name of your Skyrim, yeah.
I don't even know anymore. 2011.
So what do you think about
it? Let's be honest, but missed out on it then, so I'm going back and playing that, and then I need to play Twilight Princess as well, so that'll probably be next for me. It's like I haven't played that either. And it just feels dumb for me to not have played these the mainstay Zelda games, I'm trying to hit some backlog titles right now.
No, that's awesome. Because, the Wii now, I think the Wii is like this generation of gamers NES, right? I really do think so. Like people coming and going to get a lot of the NES game, or who was doing NES games back in the day, are the people now doing like full Wii sets or getting Wii games and stuff. So talk to us about that experience. You said you didn't play it when it came out. Now you said you're playing the Wii because it's on the Switch. You can play it on it, but you're actually going through one.
I want to play Skyward Sword for what it is. Like that was the whole point, right? If I'm not going to play Skyward Sword with the motion, I'm not going to play Skyward Sword. That's the whole thing. That's the.
How do you feel about it? What do you like? What do you not like?
Honest to God, it's fun. Like it's good. Is it kind of jank? Yeah, it's kind of jank. It is, right? You try to do like a horizontal slash, you're doing diagonals and shit. Like, yeah, it's pretty annoying. I've taken some deaths because of how you play the game. Like even just trying to do some quick menuing shit. If you're in an actual spot and you're like, okay, I need to press B on this controller, swap over with this one, and then I fucking die. Okay. And I swear to God, it's because of the controller. But it's just fun doing it in that kind of style. It's good.
That's awesome, man. That's really good. I like to hear about experience like that, because that was what the Wii was. That's a lot of W's. Experience, And I remember playing. I think it was one of the SmackDown games, because on the back they can say you could do like a DX chop with the stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. And I got my ass whooped on that game.
A lot of shit is not made better through Wii controls. I will say 100%. It is not. But, these games that are purely optimized for it, it's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
I know the best game to play on there was like golf games, usually like Tiger Woods.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good
for golf. Mm-hmm.
Shooting games, Shooting games on the Wii.
Oh, yeah, first-person shooters, yeah.
Metroid Prime 3 was pretty good on the Wii also.
I said I didn't play 3 yet. I played 1 and 2. I didn't play 3.
It was pretty good.
Oh, okay. So I don't. When I talk about shooting games, the damn deer games, the deer
Cabela's Deer Hunter. Yeah,
it came with a little accessory to put your Wiimote in. Look like a shotgun. Yeah,
Cabela games. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get me a deer.
Got me one now. Yeah. Link's crossbow training was while
that was fun.
Yeah.
Grinded Link's crossbow training way too so much. It wasn't even great. It was just addicting. I don't know why.
It was. Yeah, very much so.
There was one game
that Boombox. Yeah, that was a good one too. I remember playing that.
There was one game that's still stuck on the Wii. I really wish they would make a HD remake to it or remaster. Red Steel 2, not the first one, but the second one. The one that was stylized like to make it look like Borderlands, but it was set in the West. But it had like some type of sci-fi thing going on. Like you guys should look that up. That one's really good. That's a really damn good game.
This right here.
Yep.
Sunoco versus Capcom.
Oh my gosh, they have not ported this anywhere.
The only reason I got that was it had 0 on it. That's the only reason I got it.
Yeah, this is the weirdest like fighting game because Capcom had to make a special board for this game. You can't like interchange. It's different. It just it's so different.
Doesn't that have Mega Man in it? But he's just like fat or something.
Yeah, it has Mega Man from Legends on it. It has it has that. It had Roll and it has Zero from Mega Man X. So it has those 3 Mega Man characters on it.
And I think this game now is like pushing like $55 still.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much.
It hasn't changed.
I was gonna say it was an expensive Wii game, and it just is an expensive Wii. That's the only reason I know what it is.
Yeah.
Gray, did you have this sealed?
No, what? Can we hold it up there?
I mean, like, not this right here, but I'll push. But then you had,
all of a sudden you were showing me something else.
Oh no, I had this because I picked this up at Goodwill for like $3.
No, I don't think I got that one.
I was like, what game is that?
Oh no, MLB Power Pro. Okay, so why I like this game? This game is another kind of like under the radar. Don't blame me, people, but under the radar Wii game. It's really fun. It's like
published by 2K Sports.
Yeah, it's.
I was looking at that logo too. I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, it's how like the Japanese games. Like this is a really good baseball game. Like a really good. Like I like those Japanese. I like the Japanese chibi games. This is something else in Japan. I forgot what it was called, but they licensed and got it over here. And this is like a popular franchise in Japan. Like this on PS. It's on everything. But yeah, this is a really good game though. I mean, under the radar. But you have fun with it. It's like a $20 game now, but it's a good game. It's a really good game. I really actually like it a lot.
Very interesting.
Where'd you find that?
We has so much like
Goodwill.
There's so much shit I just walk past that I'll never look at because it's like I see that on a shelf at shovelware. I don't want to
Yep, I'm the same way.
And I'll never try it. Like I know I won't.
Yeah, like
I need someone to like tell me why to give a shit.
Oh yeah,
Wii titles.
No, it's a lot of Wii. It's a lot of Wii stuff on there. Like this, a lot of shovelware, but it's a lot of good.
Yeah, there's good stuff mixed in. It's just hard from an outsider thing to like be able to filter it, and I don't got the time to pop in a Wii game and be like, oh, is this a good one? Probably not.
No, it's probably not. Yeah,
probably not.
Probably not. Another one is a good one on a Wii. Oh, that's a Wii U. Is Call of Duty. The Call of Duty on the Wii U is really good. Or the Call of Duty, even the Call of Duties on the Wii are really good because you can use the motion control and shit. That's
I had
really
Black
good
Ops on Wii. That was really good.
It was really good on there. So anytime you can like get a good motion game, or like the Brain Age games. The Brain Age games are great. I love the Brain Age games. They do actually make me smarter. But like,
Brain Age was a vibe. That was a vibe.
It was. It's like turn your screen this way on the DS and like try to write like fuck. You'd be like yellow, green. What? No.
I'd be like grinding that with my mom. Just good times. Good times.
Oh, my mom liked that game too, man. Yeah. Like what is this like? Yeah. That I think why our mothers and stuff like that or older people like because it's like that Sudoku type of those not card games, but those crossword puzzle type of games. Oh my goodness. I remember I did a really big pickup from this old lady at GameStop. She about to sell the games at GameStop and I met her halfway like, oh, she thought I worked at GameStop. I said, no, I get some games and she went out to the car. She had crossword puzzles, Mario, all kind of Sudoku. I like, it was crazy. And she had it on
literally caught grandma slipping, like not even an expression. It's like
basically, yeah.
Literally
I did. Because I think I sold Greg some of those games. That's what I got out on PSP games you bought for me. I got from that old lady. Pixel having Wired Nerdy podcast. He is taking over. He said, Roman.
Oh, shout out, man.
Damn.
Shout out, bro.
Oh my God. Let's just say it.
Oh no, he got me beat on the card collection. He got me beat.
Oh,
I
man,
went through all of my cards this week. I went through every last one of them. I'm like,
okay, you know what? This is perfect timing because this is so funny. Like, I just found but a card. Look at this. There's a card on the floor. This ain't worth shit, but
Zoom in, bro. We can't see
What is
that.
that?
oh, sorry.
That Draymond?
I'm
sorry. Here we go. Is that Draymond? No, they know Draymond. This card right here. Who is this? It's a shitty card.
I have no idea.
Chuck Person
It's a shitty card.
from the Pacers.
I was
I
saying,
thought I saw a Golden
Chuck
State
Person.
jersey on there.
It's a old skybox card though. But no, like in the cars. Thank you so much. We're gonna put you in the chat just a minute. Wire Nerdy Podcast. Thank you so much for the $9 super chat and thank you for support. But he talking about, guys, if you didn't know, I found my childhood baseball collection, baseball, basketball, Marvel cards, and it was just sitting in the. I got it from my parents' house years ago, and I put them inside the garage. And I just now like, you know what? Let me just check it and see. And I always mess with Ness because like we do the same kind of hobbies, and I'm like, oh, I got this Jordan card. Oh, this Jordan card. This. So I got some good valuable cards. I'm just gonna throw them on eBay and see what I get. I say probably about $700 worth of cards, but I might buy something, pay a bill or something. But yeah, it was.
Hey,
it was pretty dope.
there. Yeah, might as well put some type of use to it.
Yeah, on eBay raw.
No, I ain't gonna put them on. I mean, because it's not worth grading most of these. Because
they've got they're messed up.
Some of them are like.
Oh, okay.
I took it to somebody. I'm gonna get a second opinion. But here's the cards I got. I got like the whole Dream Team collection of basketball cards, and it was like 12 or 14 cards of 92 Dream Team. I got all of them, and I might just put those on eBay and see. The last sold was like 150, but that wasn't the whole set. So. I might get something, might not, just it's free money. And I had those things for years. I always, and go about this, I always been a collector. I've been a collector since I didn't know what a collector was. I just always been a collector. It's been in me. So, I just moved to different collections.
The fact that those cards have any value is a dub. Like my 90s hockey cards are pretty fucking worthless, man.
Yeah, I know, right? They made so many back in the day.
Of course, Canadian. I got hockey. I don't got basketball.
Yeah, y'all hockey stuff is like really like intense. I heard.
Yes, sir.
So let me get this super chat going on so real quick. But yeah, now here we go. We all came for. We all was an hour and a half in. Oh, these AAA game studios, y'all. What is the freak going on? Like all of these AAA game studios, everybody's got we're gonna hear from everybody on the podcast, but a lot of stores are closed, a lot of studios are closed, and these AAA games are not being made. They come out like Concord, they don't meet the demand, they spend like $50 billion in the games and shit. Mega, I'm gonna let you talk about this right now while I put this up, but why don't you start out in this? Don't go too hard on them, but
I'm not, and trust me, like I want everybody to speak on this too because I'm very interested to see where everybody's mindset is on this. So, basically, this week we got some very perturbing news in terms of one of the goats who's been around the gaming industry for a good minute. That studio being it was one of 3 studios, if I remember correctly, that was closed down. And this is under the tutelage of goddamn Warner Brother Games. So it came out. I'm looking at it right now. So this was Tuesday. This happened. So a little under like 2-3 days ago. So Warner Brothers cancels the Wonder Woman game and shuts down the studio, which is Monolith Productions or Monolith Studios, responsible for making the Shadow of Mordor, aka the Middle Earth Lord of the Rings game. They made Shadow of Mordor back in 2014. And then they made a sequel, Shadow of War, and that was back in 2017. So this pretty much came out of nowhere. Because this Wonder Woman game, they showed this back in 2021, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. And since then, we've been getting nothing but they've been reworking stuff. They've been stuck in development hell. They've been trying to use certain mechanics, stuff like that. Things weren't working out. They had to restart it multiple times, and it got to the point to where I guess Warner Brothers said, "Hey, you know what? What have y'all done for us lately? Nothing. Oh yeah, I haven't shipped the game almost 10 years. Yep, we're just gonna ask y'all." So yeah, that studio that gave us games such as, hey Steve, are you done over there? Because I got something to put in the chat real quick.
Yeah. Well, I want to put in the chat. Go ahead.
Gotcha. All right, so let me go ahead and send that. Damn, there we go. You mind putting up on the screen, good brother?
Okay, hold on, let me put this up. But keep talking about this shit real quick.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Monolith Productions, they've been around for almost 30. Well, it would have been 30 years if they would have made it to this year. They gave us such great games. I'm looking at them right now, such as I'm pretty sure a lot of people remember the Fear games. They gave us those. Like
don't say that because you know
some of the best first-person shooters ever made. Like they did Fear 1, 2, and 3. Fear 2 being my personal favorite. To this day, that's still one of the most atmospheric, like first-person shooter horror games I've ever played. Like this, and the mechanics that was in there, like to this day, still that game is not touched. Like it has no equal to this day, in my honest opinion. They gave us such sleeper hits like No One Lives Forever. This one probably slipped on a lot of people's radar, but this one is like a spoof on like the James Bond films. But it's done in a video game form, and the main protagonist is a woman. So that was great representation for that type of genre back then. And 2 is my personal favorite. I think they made 3 games, but 2 is my personal favorite. So that's another one. Condemned Criminal Origins. They made both Condemned 1 and 2, I believe. Condemned.
Those are launch games. Those are launch games, right?
Yeah. Condemned Criminal Origins. Yeah, for the 360. One of my absolute favorite games to beat up homeless people in the subway tunnel. Hey, look, that came out kind of wrong, but hey, look, and it's not like type of shit to where you just run up with somebody who's like, hey man, I need to take your money. No, these homeless people are actually pretty fucking aggressive. They will stand up and be like, hey, you got some change? Like, no, I got nothing. You just keep on doing your own thing, trying to do your mission. Like, hold up, I know you got some shit in your pocket. Like, hey, bro, calm down if I beat your ass. So yeah, that's one of my favorite games to beat up homeless people on, man. And we're gonna keep going. They did the Matrix Online. Let's see, they did.
Oh, that was good at the time on the PS2. The Matrix Online, that was really good, especially the Xbox version. Oh man,
they did the Gotham City Imposters.
Gotham City and Gotham Imposters was going, bro. That game was so fun.
That was that multiplayer component that was attached to Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins. Yeah, that was.
Oh my god, that game was great. So goofy. It was so fun.
Was great, man. I love that, man. It was short lived, but for those who played it, that was a great game.
It was a real one.
And then as of late, they gave us the Shadow of Mordor, which is a great game, and then the sequel to that. And then like the thing that stands out most about the Shadow games, they gave us something called the Nemesis system. Basically, it's if you attack an enemy or any type of enemy that you engage with in game, if you do something, if you kill them or if you wound them, something like that, they essentially remember who you were. So if you come back next time to another playthrough, or maybe you're just doing something like in the same playthrough, they pretty much remember who you are, and they will adapt to your different type of moveset, your armor set. So if you use like bow and arrows or magic stuff like that, and then they survive, and you catch them to them again, and they remember you. Oh, you did that same shit to me with those fire arrows. I got something for that. So that's the only game franchise that's ever used that system, and that's what made it like a standout. They used it 2 times. They used it in Middle Earth. They used it in Mordor and Shadow of War. So those are the only 2 games we ever got that utilized those systems. And not Epic, but Warner Brothers and their empty wisdom say, hey, you know what? We don't want nobody taking that gameplay system or mechanic. We're gonna patent that shit. So now it's still under lock and key until 2036. We ain't getting that system. We ain't getting that system for the game for another.
Down?
Yeah. So it's like they shut the studio down and they got that shit under patent. So I'm like, man, we can't win for nothing. We can't win for nothing, bro.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Nobody. I know a patent, but they shut the studio down and then they locked the patent down for another like 20 years, or another 15 years probably.
Well, another
11 years.
Well, 11 years. Another 10. I think when they first did it, that was I think it might be like 2020, 2021, something like that. So essentially for like 15 years. You said what now, Steve?
Are they gonna license it?
That's what I'm hoping for, because the studio who made it, like they're no longer, they're defunct now. Like they don't exist. So you got this contract that nobody else can make this same type of thing you guys made for another 10 years. So it's like I would assume
they should license it. They should at least license it.
They should, because like they hurting for money right
Warner
now.
Brothers, they ain't gonna give a fuck,
Bro, they hurting for money right now, bro. That Suicide Squad game, that they lost $200 million on that. That
game should be a single player, not no freaking whatever it was.
People are trying to ride the Destiny wave too hard, man. And it just doesn't work.
And then that freaking that Smash Brothers clone, Multiverses. Honestly, that should have been easy W, but they did some Capcom shit till like this game isn't ready. We're gonna leave it in and open beta or whatever for a little bit. They were going to take it offline and they were going to bring it back a year later when people fucking forgot about it.
Yep.
They said
I played the open beta or whatever, a multiverse. Like, yeah, it was cool, it was fun, but then like fuck it, it's gone. Like that was it.
That was their biggest issue, man. It's like, bro, you can't distribute the crack to the street and then say we'll come back a year later. You can't do that, man. Like, you gotta do it while the block is hot. Like you can't come back a year later.
People did move on, especially in fighting. I mean, the fighting game for last year, you had what? Street Fighter 6, Tekken 7, I mean, coming up. Oh, you had
Mortal Kombat 1
franchises. Yep. And then you're gonna do that shit. And you had something that was totally different. People were into it. People were already like, okay, I'm done with Smash. Street Fighter 6 was kind of like, you know. Then Tekken was on the and they just like, oh, here's a little cookie. They take it back. Like, what? What are you doing?
You can't lay off the throttle when you're out there, bro. It's like if you're in the lead, or if you've got a good lead on the pack, just put your pedal to the metal, man. Just keep going.
You gotta stay with it, man.
Pull out and go to the pit stop and say, you know what, I'm not getting back on the track. You're like, bro, what? We still got a race. Nah, we good. We'll come back next year. The race.
I find the open beta thing destroys my interest in like so many games because I play the beta and then I'm not like fiending to get back. It's like, oh yeah, I got my taste, and like something else comes out.
Yes, always. I think there's only been one game where a beta had me like on crack. Like I need more.
What game?
It was Destiny 1.
Yeah,
it was Destiny 1.
Zelda laughed at you. I was like, I know what game you're talking about.
That was like, the last game where I'm like,
yeah. the old Dave Chappelle.
Yes, I smoke rocks.
I suck somebody off to get in on the access. Please give me some of that Destiny. Like, hold
on. I think, you know, the fact of the matter is studios are dropping astronomical amount of money on these games is a little concerning to me, because you have, you know, AA studios, you know, a bunch of indie studios that create really good games with not even a third of that type of budget. And they come out swinging and they end up, you know, game of the year, things of that nature. And it's just like, I think we've gotten away from the real root of the game being good and being a solid story, solid gameplay, you know, and the corporations have really just taken over and say, hey, we need this next move so our stock price can go up $2 tomorrow and then drop 3 days after that. But anyway, it went up when we needed it to, so we're good. Wall Street's good for 2.5 seconds. All right, on to the game. We got to stop all that. I mean,
I feel like a lot of games nowadays are made with the shareholders' interests in mind before actual gamers, because it's like, like how many games have you guys seen that started from like the 90s, 80s, 90s, hell 2000s to now they want to retrofit it. It's like, oh, now we need games as a service. Let's turn, you know, Rocksteady, like what Steve was saying with the Suicide Squad game, like this. Let's take a studio who's known for doing single player games and let's make them do multiplayer, do a always online multiplayer third-based looter shooter. Yeah, that's what all the kids love, right? And then it's like, bro, like
always online bullshit like Need for Speed. Like, fuck you.
And the biggest issue is like, because I think somebody ever said it, like, there's one thing people can't get back, and that's time, bro. There's a reason why that survey came out. They're saying a lot of people nowadays are playing games from like 5, 6, 7 years ago, because it's like, bro, they got so much time invested in that stuff, they don't want to leave. And it's very hard to put them off of what? Your Fortnites, your Minecraft, your Roblox, your GTA Online, all that stuff. So it's like, there's a lot of money out here, but at the same time, ain't really a lot of money out here like that unless you like going in the right places looking for it. So it's like, it's like that oil rush they try to do on like the 17, 1800s. It's like, man, it's all in them fields. It's like, nah, motherfucker. It's like, here it is. But there ain't too many fertile lands you can do this on. So it's like, it's frustrating seeing this, man. It really is.
Everyone's trying to catch that lightning in a bottle. That's
they want that.
Yeah.
They rushing for that. They rushing for, instead of like being confident and working on a game that they know that could work. You know, like Returnal didn't get that great praise, but it's good. It's gonna go back and people gonna watch it, you know. But they chasing after the Fortnite and the loot boxes and all that. They chasing after the money instead of the experience for the player. You know, because if you give a player a good experience, we're gonna talk about it and go for years. How many years from now we still talking about games from the PS1, the 64 era, the GameCube, Nintendo, and all that kind of stuff? Games like good games and complete games too. Also, you know, it's a lot of factors. This game right here, I think, broke the mold. Like Astrobot, not a AAA game, but less than 50 people they were saying or something like that.
Isn't that like straight up Sony? Isn't that like, I thought Astrobot was AAA.
No, Astrobot is a AA game.
Oh, you're talking about in terms of like the budgeting, like the budget for that. I wouldn't be surprised that they probably spent no more than like probably max 50 million. Probably not even.
They didn't spend that much, but they made their money back.
What is the monetary threshold for a AAA?
Yeah. I guess like in my head, it's like, oh, it's Sony published, it's a big ass game. Like, I don't know.
I mean, if we using Ubisoft logic with Skull and Bones, this is a quadruple A game. I said, what the fuck is quadruple A? Like, what?
That's why that game like $19 now. They trying to get their money back.
I said, bro, y'all just making shit up at this point. Like,
the absolute definition of like more money spent equals better game. That's like the Skull and Bones and a.
To my knowledge, AAA is pretty much like Hollywood big budget blockbuster type movies games. So like God of War, 2018, Ragnarok, GTA, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, stuff that's mainstream essentially. That's what the definition of what AAA would be.
So you're saying with actors from Hollywood that are doing the voice acting,
like the voice acting, the mocap, the fake, or maybe not even like people from Hollywood. It's just if they spend like 200 something million dollars, it's like pretty much anything that's over like 100 million instantly.
Yeah, but it depends on how it's marketed, also, right? Because they spend a lot of money on marketing games, things like that.
That's, I guess, kind of where I see it too. Because like that game was shoved down my throat, man. Like I couldn't get away from it. I didn't give a shit, but like I couldn't get away from it. You know.
Well, you couldn't.
And you know what's crazy? And like the correlation I've seen with it, and this has been going on a couple of years. It's only companies in the West that's having this issue, like Activision, EA, stuff like that.
But
you look over.
I'm sorry, Meg. This popped in my head. I'm sorry, but
good.
Isn't like these old ass companies is like. They keep doing the same stuff, but it's not working. And like these newer companies,
they don't have gamers at the helm. They don't have people like the CEOs, the folks that are running shop. They're not gamers.
I know. And I keep going back to Astrobot because when dude got that award for a game of the year, and a lot of people was mad because Astrobot won. But if you go back and look at it, like he like this is basically we love because of Mario. What we did. He's like. We've copied Mario and we brought it to the PlayStation and it like the winning formula is out there. Just choose to use it, but people don't want to use it or they're chasing the money and stuff like that. Oh yeah, that is.
According to my friend from ChatGPT,
100 to 500 million.
Basically, yes.
But I keep using it like it. I don't even think Nintendo really has this problem because they stay in a certain.
They don't.
Like it's only Xbox and PlayStation, and I guess you could say Steam, but like just like those games going to where these people are having these problems and stuff. Remember, like Hellblade 2. Is Hellblade 2 out or is it coming out?
It came out. The fact that you forgot the shit came out is hilarious. It's like when it dropped, it was like, it's like it's out.
But it came out last year. Month that a whole bunch of other stuff came out, so it kind of.
It came out last March or last April, so it's.
And see, that game was supposed to be that's a high budget game, and they promoted the shit out of and like, it came out like
they showed the first trailer in 2019.
Really?
They revealed the Xbox Series X. That was
I remember that.
You're right. Yeah,
that trailer went hard.
That trailer was dope. That trailer was dope.
It was.
Oh man. Oh hey, real quick, Life of Tank Gaming gig. He said, "Where?" He said, "Are you west or east in Canada?" He said he just chopped in.
Oh, that was for me?
Yeah, I mean Canada grid.
Central. Neither. Closer to the west, but pretty much center of Canada. Like I'm right above North Dakota.
Okay. That's why he said you're on the same time zone. I was like, oh, okay. Because Saturn, she's an hour ahead of us, and you're like, I thought you'd be the same thing. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, during daylight saving, she's 2 hours ahead. Like we go behind Toronto even further, but we don't. We don't like swap time in Saskatchewan. It's goofy.
Oh wow. Oof.
This is the whole world moves. I'm like, I don't.
It's a worldwide podcast, y'all.
I don't know, man.
Actually, it is.
Football comes on later or earlier. That's how I know. That's it. It's just like, does the game start at 6 or 7? You know.
Okay. But Saturn, she's like in the game world. What do you think about these AAA studios, Saturn? I know she has a really strong opinion. Probably this right here. Talk about BioShock.
I would say that's what I wanted to hear from you.
Yeah, I want to hear from her.
I don't want to get into the BioShock rant again because
we love it. Though.
God. Okay, so because I studied 3D animation, so a lot of like these people that were in the school, especially like the instructors, they worked in some of those studios, right? So they're expecting you to lick their asses clean. Really, honestly, and I'm like, ew. And one of them is like, he's like, I did this, I did that, I blah blah blah. It's like I, and then he said he worked for BioShock. I think was it the first one, and then the second one, and then he showed these like ugly models that he did for the game, and I was like, well, I'm never gonna play BioShock, so.
But what do you think about these AAA studios stuff?
So what do I think about these AAA studios? So that was the backstory. AAA studios, it depends. A lot of them have been released. First of all, as mentioned earlier, the higher ups are clueless. They're just investors most of the time, so they don't know what's happening, and then you have to still get their approval with pitching. I noticed that a lot of the studios that were great, like remember Bethesda Studios? Do you guys remember that? Remember how great they were?
Oh yeah.
And then now they're just
Microsoft Studios.
Yeah, and worse. But yeah, so they used to be high praise because of like one game, right? Skyrim, and then I was like, well, Morrowind actually was great, but whatever. And then now, sorry.
Fallout 3 was good too. Fallout 3, well, they didn't make New Vegas, but Fallout 3 was pretty good though.
I haven't played the Fallout yet.
Yeah, Fallout 3 was really good. The best one is New Vegas, but that was made by Obsidian.
New Vegas was good. New Vegas is really good.
Like that's the like hands down the best Fallout.
Not 76. 76 was
oh hell, fuck out of here, Steve. No, we ain't talking about that shit. Hell no. Fuck that game, bro.
76 was trash ass.
So you have studios like that. Sorry, I haven't played Fallout because you know me. I like to craft weapons. I like to have swords and shields and.
You do that in Fallout. You can craft guns and stuff.
Guns.
Fallout.
You know me.
You can craft hammers and stuff like that, like giant hammers, and you can do that. So.
I mean, I guess if I want to feel like a Viking for 5 seconds, but a lot of those studios, from what I notice, is either they will take their sweet time because we're still waiting for an Elder Scrolls game, and then they scrap the project, most likely scrapped, or then they'll shut down because no one really buys anything from them. You'll have Ubisoft that's complete trash. No offense.
Damn.
I don't even know if the office in Toronto is still open. It's just
man, fuck Ubisoft, bro.
Wow.
Sorry.
What was the last decent game that we saw?
I mean, Rayman was pretty good.
I was getting ready to say before you cut me off. I was like, before we go into Assassin's Creed or any of it, like, what's another genre or another?
Rayman Origins.
Did they do the Division?
Was Rayman Origins on Ubisoft?
Okay, Division 1 was okay.
Division was actually okay.
It was okay. Division 2 was like.
I liked Watch Dogs too. I really like Watch Dogs.
Okay, Watch Dogs.
I've never been on the Ubisoft train. Far Cry, I think, was them. Like, I just never.
Far Cry.
Assassin's Creed, I didn't give a shit about. Ubisoft, like I know what their genre is. I know what their formula is. I don't care. I'm not interested. I just haven't touched their games.
The main issue with Ubisoft.
You play a Ubisoft game, you played every fucking Ubisoft game. I don't know.
I was about to say, because this has been an ongoing joke for like damn near a decade at this point. Somebody say if you play,
so here they are.
They say if you play Splinter Cell and then play something like The Division, you kind of feel like all of them take place in the same universe because all the system memes, all the shit kind of seems similar. I said, yeah, like if somebody said all the shit take place in the same universe.
You know, if you like Ubisoft games and style, like it's a great formula. It works. That's why they've pumped it. But it's like, you know,
Watch Dogs was pretty good. The first Watch Dogs was good.
Yeah, you look at this list though, when you really kind of really just squint and look at the list of games that you see here,
Prince of Persia 2000. That
It's
was
a lot.
Prince of Persia might be the last one I played.
Mario Rabbids is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, the Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown came out last year. That was really good.
That was good.
It's so terrible though, but
yeah, it
so
did so terrible.
Yeah, I didn't even touch that. I just mean the OG ones, the OG trilogy.
I have a question regarding one of the studios. Actually, has Naughty Dog like released anything lately?
they haven't. They've done nothing but remaster in the past 6 years.
Well, no, they have that new space game or whatever that they announced at the Game Awards.
Oh,
That's gonna be dope.
You talking about that game? That's a PS6 game. Yeah, that's gonna be really nice on PS6.
Which one? The one at the end?
Yeah, that's Naughty Dog.
Yeah, the one.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean that movie trailer looked good.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, that's a nice. That's
I mean,
nice
that's what it
PS6 game.
was.
Yeah,
It
the
was
one
a
that
movie
had no
trailer.
detail or anything, right?
Yeah,
Like you have no idea.
Yeah.
It made racist guys mad. They're like, oh no, not another woman. Oh, little woman.
Somebody said, well, because I was at the Game Awards when they showed that trailer. Somebody said something so fucking funny I couldn't get it out of my mind. They said, "Oh my god, it's starring Jada Pinkett Smith." I said, "Oh shit, I can't get the image out of my head now."
Oh, that game. Okay.
Yeah,
He said, "Oh, that game."
I said, "Hey, you got it, bro. I can't
keep my wife, man.
I can't unsee that image now." I said, "Hey, that was good. That was good."
Oh shit,
She kind of look like her too. I can lie.
yes, you do. But I think that game's gonna be dope. I think the music in that game is gonna be dope because when I saw that trailer, they was really focusing on like Sony hardware, like old music and shit. I think that music on the game is gonna be that soundtrack gonna be dope.
Yeah, I mean, Naughty Dog, they have a pretty good track record. I mean,
yeah, they do.
To me, they don't really miss. I mean, some
That's
people
why
hated
I'm
Last of
waiting.
Us too, but I loved it personally.
Infamous Second Son is Naughty Dog, right?
No, that's
No,
Sucker
Sucker Punch.
They
Okay.
made Crash Bandicoot. Naughty Dog did.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure.
But that's a good ass game.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot's dope.
Second Son is so good.
I'm gonna say the Sucker Punch has. Oh god, I love their series. I love all of their games. Okay, when I first played Infamous, I was like, I don't know. This came with my.
Yeah.
It was like one of those like PS3 games that
Yeah.
came with a controller.
Yep.
So I gave it a shot and I got addicted to it. Then the second one was great. The third one was great. Second Son was amazing. They don't miss. They don't
Hey,
miss.
Does Second Son kind of remind you of Spider-Man a little bit?
It does.
Yeah, I think
Somewhat.
Spider-Man like got influence from that how it is. I think that's why I like it
an
a lot.
original Spider-Man.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool because I like that. And I think obviously we all know that Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotai was. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm sorry. So these are the studios that I appreciate, but there's some of them that are also good, like
Figsy, what's up, man?
What up, Pigsy?
What's going on, bro?
what's that
say
one
that?
studio that released a game that was rushed, but then it wasn't rushed.
Concord?
There's tons.
No, Hogwarts was great. No, CD Projekt Red. So CD Projekt Red.
Oh, Redfall.
Their games have been consistently great until
You're talking about Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk, which took like
Cyberpunk.
how many years? 10 years to make?
Yeah.
Roughly
And it
around 10
was-
years, yeah.
Yeah, and then I felt so bad with all the bugs. It wasn't that bad. I just couldn't get past the first quest, but that's okay.
It wasn't that bad. I couldn't get past the first quest.
Once they fixed it, though,
Because
my
it was
God,
I've
broken.
heard
good.
it's fucking great now.
It's
That's all I've heard.
great now.
It is, but like when I say I couldn't get past the first quest, do you remember the scene where you go in the elevator with Jamie, and then Jamie wouldn't go in the elevator; he would go under the elevator, and I'm like,
Oh.
I don't know what to do now. Gonna have to restart. But I felt so bad with that whole controversy. So that was like the only thing
That's another thing too.
that makes me
like-
sad when it comes to studios because they were overworked. Yet I don't know if they had the budget for the game. I think they were too ambitious. And then, tragedy happened within the studio and the game itself was tragic too, a little bit. Just a little bit.
They said we had Lord and Savior Keanu Reeves on our side. We don't need anything else. That didn't
At least,
In there,
you know what
bro.
about him? At least he acted like he was enthusiastic about the games. When he
You're
when he showed
breathtaking. I was like, yeah, I bet you are.
up- when he showed up, I felt he wasn't faking the funk, but you never
No,
could know.
Keanu's a legit dude, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
he's a
he
hella
wasn't faking
genuine dude.
That's why I was feeling like he wasn't faking the funk, and he probably was a little disappointed, like what's going on with this game. And then they brought Idris Elba, and I'm like, oh come on, man, Idris,
that expansion was really good.
And yeah, I actually saw the full updated game for PS5. It just came out, like I think within the past 2 weeks. I like, okay, I might go ahead and buy it now. You know, everything's fixed, everything's balanced. So, because that was one of those media blitz that they hit everybody. I wish I still got that little chair. I wish I got the orange chair. I mean the yellow chair, but they was really like pumping that game is going to be great. And then I even bought the Xbox Series X Cyberpunk edition thing. I was like,
oh, you got that? Oh man.
It was a cool Xbox. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing Xbox does. You cannot beat Xbox in a custom system. You can't. Xbox has the best, in my opinion, the best custom systems that you can buy. Those jokers are nice every time. I haven't seen PlayStation. Yeah, you got some plates and shit like that. No, the God of War on PS5 with a Spider-Man. Okay, but compared to Xbox, man, you can't beat those. Man, they dope. Oh my goodness!
Finally got that Halo Infinite Xbox Series X. Ooh, shoot.
Yeah, where you get it from? I didn't even play. I was so disappointed in Xbox this year. I mean, this generation of Xbox. So I'd like, you know what? Yes.
Let me ask you this question real quick. So, you know, let's over the last 10 years, we've had numerous amounts of studios that have shut down. Games fall to the wayside. Over the last 10 years, if you could pick one game from a studio that shut down and it just didn't get the update or the bug fixes or anything, what game would that be that you would want to see come back as, you know, studio got re-energized and we're going to go back and fix those bugs, and it's kind of what they did with Cyberpunk? What's a game that we didn't see that with that you'd like to see?
I did right off recent bias. I would say Suicide Squad. Because I actually like Suicide Squad. I like the people who made the game. I like the voice actors, like the characters. I think the story of Suicide Squad was good, even though they, you know, what happened to Batman and shit. But I really do. I really want to play that game. But all this, just the stuff around it, I just don't. I like that, you know. I just don't like my game interrupted like that, or to have to do special shit. I don't. I wanted that to be a single player game like the Arkham series. Just why you just couldn't do that? Just put that just like that. But they chose otherwise. They wanted money over like games. I'm like, you know.
Yeah. For me, it's Anthem.
Ooh.
It's Anthem. Anthem should have just been Mass Effect Online.
Yeah.
Like you had all of the material there. And that game would still be being played to this day.
Capcom Fighting. Oh yeah, Capcom Fighting All Stars did not come out. I remember that. That would be nice to see Capcom, because it did get canceled like halfway through.
Oh, I got the perfect one, and it was and it's a travesty about this because it was basically fucking done. Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah,
the game was because there was an article that came out like 2 or 3 years later. The dev team said, "Hey, that game was pretty much ready, but it's just, I guess they did some type of internal testing or something that involved them like testing the market to see exactly if people are interested in it. And I think the results came back not in their favor. So they said, hey, even though the game's about 80-90% done or damn near 100% done, they said no, because that was what to be like a launch window or like a year or two out from the 3DS's release. That was what to come out like in 2012, in 2011 or 2012. One of those.
That was going to be on a 3DS or a PS1.
That was going to be on 3DS.
Oh really?
Yeah, Mega Man. Yeah, that was 3DS game. Like there's still video footage of it still out there. Like they
were almost done with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, it was like damn near 100% done, and they just said can't do it. So now it's locked away in somebody's flash drive in the desk. Somebody named Joshua from accounting. He says like, nah, man, we can't. He's like, yeah, we can't do it, man. It's just, you know, ain't no interest.
Battlefront 3 is basically like 95% done.
Oh, the real Battlefront 3. Oh yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Battlefront 1 and 2 could have been not dog shit. That would have been cool, but you know.
Oh man.
Battlefront 1 was fine, but Battlefront 2 just pissed me off. The loot box system was so predatory.
The formula's there. That's a game. Like, that is the most simple formula that already worked. Is fucking everyone loves it. All they had to do was copy and paste it to the newer gen, and it would have sold.
Yeah.
Instead, we got the live, like,
yeah. And I was fine with DICE kind of implementing some of the more Battlefield-ish mechanics to it because it kind of fit. But the loot boxes were just so predatory, man. Oh my gosh. And
you know, I don't even hate loot boxes. I know it's a hot take. I don't hate that shit. I get it. But like, yeah, when it's done poorly, it is.
Yeah. There's a right way to do it. Like I thought Overwatch did it right because it was all cosmetic stuff.
Yeah. If the game isn't pay to win and you just got some gambling, let's spin some slots. I'm okay with that. But yeah, there's a right and wrong way to do it.
Let's spin some slots.
Let's do it. I can grind some online multiplayer and spin some slots at the end of the night and like carry on. And it's like, okay, that was fun.
What do y'all? Before you say that in this, but and you continue. What do y'all think the impact of the COVID years in gaming? Do you think they had a really negative effect on a lot of this right now?
I think it was a domino effect because
I agree.
What we came into, what would have been like the new console generation coming in, and then we just got hammered with folks couldn't get consoles because we had scalpers buying up everything, and then the price spikes, and then we had numerous studios and publishers delaying games because folks couldn't go into the office anymore, so we had to shift from people working at home and doing work from home, and it just changed things. And then you've got 95% of the planet at home. They're bored out of their fucking minds. So of course a lot of us are going to want to play games, and there's nothing there to play, right? So it's just in the games that we're getting, it's not enough to hold us to keep us engaged. So I mean, where we did see the spikes in certain games like your Fortnites, your Roblox, because those were the games that solidified, at least for the newer generation. And for the older generation, it was us going back and saying, hey, I want to go play all the old stuff I played when I was a kid. So I need to go find that. And we got put in this void now where studios are trying to play catch up, but now the justification behind the games has changed. Like this, the way our thought process is now is like, hey, you need to hit these parameters because we had games during the 3 to 4 years that held our interest. But these games don't do that. Or you're making us pay more for this game and the game's not done. Yeah. Or it needs 1,000 patches before it's going to be good. And if I'm ready to play this game that you've been boosting on social media and everywhere else for like the last 2 years, and it's like someone saying like, all right, GTA 6 drops tomorrow, and everybody's like, yeah, and it breaks the first day. Do you know how many pissed off people they're gonna be?
That would kill Rockstar Studio.
It would destroy it. And people are gonna wait. Don't get me wrong, they've been waiting the last 20 years for GTA 6.
I mean, you're absolutely right.
But they're gonna wait. But still, that's gonna piss off a lot of folks, and I think that's just there's pros and cons to both sides of this. Like, yeah, we got folks out there they're busting their ass working for folks that don't get it from a gamer's perspective, and they just want the business done. And then you've got folks that legitimately want to make a solid game, and they're just kind of handcuffed and tied down to what they're capable of doing just because of those individuals in control. So it's rather unfortunate. And we do have studios out there that are busting out some really solid games. They're just not AAA.
Yeah. And
the double A game. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Zelda. Go ahead.
Well, I think also one thing that happened with COVID is it pushed a lot of games back. So that's why 2023 was so insane. So many games got remember 2023? 2023 was the most insane year for video games. Like every major franchise got a new entry, right? Zelda, all the Street Fighters, Diablo, Final Fantasy, like all that hit in 2023. And a lot of that
we were overloaded in 23.
Overloaded because all those games got pushed back due to COVID.
And now we ain't got nothing. We don't have nothing, but people are like, what are games that
Like, bro, my backlog full. Like, I'm going back to play games. I don't go forward. I'm going backwards to play stuff that's, 3 years old that I still haven't gotten to yet.
Look, we just started playing Returnal.
Yep, that's a 2021 game.
I'll be honest, I had never heard of Returnal until last week.
Already, I heard about it, but it's one type of games like I'll get to it eventually. It's like All right. Well, Alex kind of forced her hand. Is all right. We'll give it a shot.
That was a good recommendation, though. I mean, that's like,
good.
I think that was a good idea because we say we have. I mean, we all have games. Let's be honest. Everyone here, everyone in the chat, we've got games to play. It's just
it's on Steam.
If we prioritize, what our free time looks like. If we have free time to play games, are we playing the backlog, or are we just playing the same old games that we normally go back and play? And that's kind of the catch-22. It's like, okay, I've got time in my schedule to play games, but I'm playing the same game over and over again. And I've got to break the habit of saying, okay, let's invest a couple hours into this game, because you're going to invest, probably 10 hours in this game this week. Mm-hmm. So take 5 of those hours and put it into 2 or 3 other games and just give it a try at least. And if it's not your jam, it's not your jam. At least you played it and you gave it a try.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was kind of difficult. I didn't say difficult to put down, but I can see where it's difficult to put down, especially like I call y'all more hardcore than me. I'm like hardcore now on YouTube and stuff, but when I do play a game, I like like not last week, but a couple weeks ago, Donkey Kong HD remix. I like, why the hell I played this game for 5 hours? It was like, I was like into the game. I was like, oh, this game is so beautiful. I remember it. I'm like, hold on.
That shit pretty difficult too, man. Like,
when
you get to the one, that shit get difficult.
Especially just like the stages, the sunset stages and shit. Like,
I like those.
All those, And I was like, oh my! I'm like, hold on. When I get into something like that, you lose it, but it's be like, oh, it's so great, This the COVID shit, man. Like, it did change a lot, but the double A games, like the indie games. Remember, like Shovel Knight was a big thing back in the day. Shantae. Shantae was really fun. What was it? Astrobot. Like I keep going back to Astrobot, but those type of games are going to be. I think the death of the AAA games is really like it's going to be effective for the next 3-4 years.
That's upon us right now. Like that. What happened?
It is.
That's just happened, like, because people were talking about for years, like there's going to be some type of gaming crash, which I do think is going to happen. I don't think it's happening now. I think it's happening for like AAA type games, especially like Western AAA, because that was crazy. They did nothing to deserve them being shut down.
Do you think Xbox behind all these studios have anything to do with it?
I don't know, because nowadays it's getting to the point where you can be a studio for like 10 plus years, 20, 30 years. You make one bad game and you're going to be out of work by next week. Next year or something like that.
That's just the symptom of this $200 million budget, though. And I don't understand why the whole AAA gaming scene, these studios have all put everything into any single game. It's like, oh, we're making this fucking game for the next 7 years, and like that's our game, baby. And if it flops, the whole we just shut down everything. And I don't understand why we're not at a point where we're taking $40 million risks. We're making real fucking games, and you know what? We develop IPs, we do shit without this $200 million. It's like what happened to movies, man. Every movie all of a sudden had a $200 million budget. Like Red One just came out. That Christmas film with like Dwayne Johnson and shit.
Hey, don't speak about The Rock.
What is this? Why does this movie have this budget? What is this? Who is this for? And
that budget was insane.
I feel like video games did this same thing where everyone's trying to be the biggest game ever and have voice actors and the open world Starfield. We have all the come on, man.
Everybody try to get on the Game Awards with Jeff Keighley.
Pretty much.
But I feel like you don't need to do all that, right? I feel like games like Balatro prove that if you're willing to be innovative, like that's the thing why I think we still talking about PS1 games, because that's when studios weren't afraid to like take a risk and be innovative. Well, right now, studios trying to
$10 million or whatever they did.
Yeah, studios they spent $200 million just to play it safe and give us something that we've seen before. Yeah, like, give us something, be innovative, take a risk. Right?
And it was crazy about that. It's like even games like Marvel Spider-Man 2, great game, phenomenal, one of the game of the years for 2023. They said they spent $300 million on that game. I said, bro, what about that? What about Spider-Man 2? It's the same goddamn city. You in New York. You open up a few more barrels. So
assets, like
I love Spider-Man. I'm a Sony guy, but Spider-Man 2 was fucking it didn't even jump. It didn't jump. It was just a continuation. Miles Morales jumped more than Spider-Man 2.
I thought all
And
that
that
shit running like the same engine. What's
It
the
was. Yeah, that's what
what
I'm
are they
saying,
spending
bro.
money on?
It's like because they got the
people, I bet it's been I don't know, but I'm saying like the IP, getting Venom and then getting all the characters and shit, the voice actors, and they spent all their money on that, and they say, you know what, we can just tune the graphics just a little bit and then make because the PC port flopped. I mean, it flopped, but it was really kind of fucked up, So, and I love Spider-Man, but I can admit, Sony really didn't go the extra mile. You can see that when you play Spider-Man 2, yes, it's a longer game. You get a lot of good story. You get a lot of good fights. You get a lot of good surprises. But it was just like, what? New Super Mario Lost Levels or some shit,
Here's the business model that some of these companies should take, right? And this is just my thought process. So, like, if you're spending anywhere in the realm of $300 to $500 million on a video game, in my book, that's an automatic loss. The rate of return just isn't
You're
there
hoping to make Fortnite.
unless you've created a Fortnite or a
that's it.
It's not going to happen.
That's the only win is you create Fortnite.
That's the
maybe
GTA
6 maybe gets the pass.
or GTA 6. That's the only way that you get it. So instead, you break those up into chunks. Like you create new IPs where you spend a smaller budget and you break your teams off to create these games, and they simultaneously start coming out quarter after quarter. Now, what happens with that though is like you have multiple at bats to create a really badass game that now you can drive additional budget to, because now you've been making money with all of these other games. You may have a genre where somebody's like, bro, word of mouth, like Helldivers 2. Oh my God, this game is great. We could do something like that. Now you've driven the crowd to come and play this game, and now your revenues have increased. But let's say you have another game in a different genre, a different style of sports game or a racing game, whatever it is, or an open world shooter, who cares? You have an opportunity to create a new IP that's now generating 300, 400, 500 million. And now you can reinvest that into your AAA budget. So now you can take longer time to build a really solid game that's not broken, doesn't have bugs, and it's released day one launch is perfect. It would be where your Cyberpunk should have been on day one, but that's what it would be like. And you're not losing millions of dollars in scrapping studios. Now you're wondering, do I need to build a larger team? Because now we've got additional ideas for newer games. I mean, that's just my thought process on it.
It's crazy. That's a good thought process.
Yeah, really. That's perfect.
I wish most people think like that.
and then also like another thing what's really getting a lot of these companies fucked up is like we gotta go bigger and badder, because I love talking about Space Marines 2 so much, because it's like that's like a prime example of dev you should be looking at, because the head developer of that game, he was also one of the lead producers on Doom Eternal. He said the budget for Space Marines 2 was less than Doom Eternal. I looked it up, do my due diligence. I think the budget for Doom Eternal was around like 120 million, something like that. They said they spent less on that on Space Marines 2. So they said we didn't.
That's why they probably.
Bro, they said we didn't try to go above and beyond. We didn't try to do a whole bunch of extra shit that we knew was gonna cost us money, that we just cut back on. They said, hey, like we had a scope. We made sure you didn't go above that, and we darted our eyes, crossed our T's. We just did it to like the bare minimum while still giving out a good quality. And then it came out, and now I think it's sold like it's almost like 7 million copies sold, and they only came out like 6-7 months ago, and they still selling.
Mega, you probably can answer this question, or somebody in the chat, probably. In the podcast can. I just saw this caught my eye. It said it's October 2024. Spider-Man has made 770 million. Damn. I mean, so what was their budget? I mean, okay, so if they had a high budget, but that's a rare case, because you got Disney, you got Sony, and Disney ain't gonna, not Disney today. And since they bought Marvel, they're not letting games fail. They'll cancel shit before they let something fail. So and also they push that everywhere.
And that's the thing. Like even after that, like that's something right. So they made around like 700, so almost $800 million. But
how much it cost to make the game?
It cost $300 million to make the game.
Oh, so
That's
they made their money back then.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but think about it. It's like, bro, like
Wow.
you spent $300 million. You made 770, but that ain't gonna negate the fact that you spent 300 million off of that shit.
Yeah, like
So it's like
that's rare.
Back is the question, though, right?
Mhm.
So if it's like 770 million over like 6 years,
Mhm.
you know, that doesn't equate in terms of the business model. Like, yeah, you've made that money back over time, but generally you want to see that money back faster. You're not going to generally see that in a game like Spider-Man. That's a one-player game. Doesn't require having any additional people coming in.
Yeah.
That's where your revenue would generally come in with a, you know, a looter shooter or something that's going to have microtransactions or actually want people to spend additional money in the game. So, I mean, that's still good that they finally made a profit, but that's not something that they'll be able to claim that year that the game dropped, or even the following year for that.
And then also that's not including, like, you know, PC ports, also
DLC,
like DLC. Oh, that's what I'm thinking about. Sales, like, because I'm pretty sure not all those copies were sold at $70. Like, I didn't buy Spider-Man 2 at $7. Hell, I bought it for $40 on Macari. I wasn't paying $70 for that shit.
Well, I bought the collector's edition.
So it's like, because it's basically it's not an old saying, but it's something that I learned about in one of my business classes. Like, if there's two people and they start a business, right? And then let's say me and Ness, for example, let's say we're both game developers, right? Let's say Ness spends 50 million, makes a game, and his game makes 300 million. Let's say I'm a game developer and I spend 300 million on my game. No. Let's say I spend 400 million on my game and I make $1 billion. At the end of the day, who made more money? It's gonna be Ness. The reason why Ness made more money is because his entry, like his cost that he made it was much cheaper. It's much cheaper than mine. Yeah, I made $1 billion, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I spent all that money and I quadrupled it, but that's like business 101. You always want to spend less and then make more. The fact that I spent the type of money, and then I'm a game developer, so of course the common theme is I spent that much money. I spent that much money on that project. I gotta keep spending more. My next game is gonna be 200 million, 300 million, 400 million. So it all comes down to scope, pretty much.
Another thing that you also have to think about when you're spending more money like that is the resources required, right? Because like when you start thinking about that money, especially when you're talking about those bigger games like that, you have to think about the licensing behind that, the other the other partnerships that you're dealing with, because some of that money isn't going to go back to you. That's going to be cut between your partnerships. So then that's where the real question is.
Disney getting a lot of it.
Yeah,
like, Disney probably getting like 50%.
It's really like, okay, we made $1 billion, but how much of that billion are we going to be left with at the end of the day versus okay, I spent 115 million, but that was out of our own personal budget that didn't require anybody else to come in. Yeah, that is a pure profit in that case. So that's a lot of cases where we see these bigger titles that have these different partnerships in conjunction. You got to think about how that money's divvied up at the end of the day. Once the checks start flowing, you're like, oh, well, shit, maybe we didn't make that much. We see the big number at the end of the day on a press release, like, oh, so-and-so made $1 billion, but how much did they make at the end of the day?
There's a reason. There's a reason why you've seen game developers driving around with like Maseratis and Lambos and shit like that. They're the very last people to see that money. Like there's a lot of poor game developers out there, bro. There's a lot of them, and go to Epic Studios and go to Epic Studios and look at all the Ferraris. It looks like a straight up Fast and the Furious for exotic cars in the parking lot. Bet.
Sada, what you think about? You got anything to say on this part of the conversation?
No, I agree. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's true when it comes to profit, but you also have to remember that when it comes to these developers, right? Most of them don't have much of a say because the money that they're getting is they're getting, well, one, they're going to be getting it from, let's say, Disney, right? They're making a game for Disney or Warner Brothers, whichever. But a lot of the decisions are made by the people, the investors. So the investors like, I don't want a shooter. And then you already started working on a shooter. And you have to scrap that, and that's more money being lost. And and they don't, and they're blind to what is popular, right? Actually, I have a good example. I knew someone who worked in an Ubisoft branch in Abu Dhabi. And the guy who decided that he wanted to open that branch, he had zero knowledge on gaming. He was not a gamer at all, or never played games. He was just like one of those like rich guys from France who's like, yeah, you know what? I want to open a gaming studio and not pay taxes. So let's go to the Emirates. And he put a lot of money. He got a lot of like people pulling in money. Well, you know, investors, right? And then Ubisoft themselves are like, well, you want to make your own games, go ahead, and then hope for the best. The studio failed, the games failed, and it just crashed and burned. So because they were not allowed to do anything unless he approved, and he was clueless. And they were doing mobile games, just like the studio in Toronto does mobile games as well. So that's what they were doing, and yeah, it went nowhere. I wonder if it's in the news though. I'm really curious.
That reminds me of that studio. I think Ness may remember this because it was funded by a baseball player called, and it's super pause on this, but I think it's called Big Huge Studios. That's why I said
it made Kingdoms of Alamir, right?
Yes, yep, sir, yep. That it was.
I thought I recognized the name for something. Yeah,
it was. That's why I had to preface that. I was like, hold on. Yeah, it was pretty much the same story that Saturn told. It pretty much is a carbon copy of what happened. It was a retired baseball player. He said, I want to open a game studio. He was borrowing money from Rhode Island. The crazy part is like game was actually good, but it's like that money aspect. It was like, where's all this shit going? And at the end of the day, hey, he didn't have it, so he had to file for bankruptcy, and those people lost their jobs. So
I freaking bought Kingdoms of Alamar for my brother for his birthday one year. Kick-ass game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really good. At one point, you can tell it was supposed to be MMO, but it was like, hey, that costs actual money, so it was like we're just gonna scrap it down to a single player.
Good for what it was. Good for what it was.
Yeah, really good for what it was. But it's just like that money thing. It was like, bro, if he ain't got it, he ain't got it, and they want their money. So it's
they be keeping their money and be like, Big Worm, don't be playing with my money.
It mind boggles me though, because there's times where a studio gets shut down behind a game, and the game isn't bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
it's like actually a solid title, and I'm like, is it because it just wasn't selling well? I'm like, if it could be a little bit more polished, you would bring the masses to the game. Like, I'm not in any particular order, but I'll name drop one. It wasn't that great of a game, but Mass Effect Andromeda, right? So,
are you talking about Andromeda? I don't know no Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah, I know Andromeda. I don't know no fucking Mass Effect.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. I know something about Andromeda.
It was within the Mass Effect universe, sir. Andromeda, right?
He got really bad about that one.
Well, I mean, I've heard of Andromeda. I have not heard no fucking Mass Effect Andromeda.
I played it, completed that game, and I haven't gone back.
I played it too.
But you know what? I had all intentions on going back and playing it again up until BioWare was like, we're shutting the studio down. So when they shut the Montreal studio down, I'm like, this game had some areas where it needed to be polished and it needed a couple of patches. And I think a solid DLC could have brought some. I mean, look at the DLC from like Mass Effect 2. Oh my God. It was so good. It was so good.
So good.
Yep.
It was so good. It was like it made a whole nother game. And they could have easily done that, but I don't know where BioWare's thought process was. I don't know if it was a money thing or if it was just like, no, this isn't what the trilogy was doing, so let's just scrap this. The folks don't like it. There's times where you can, hit the defibrillator and just, shock the system and restart it up again and kind of give us another second chance, but some of these studios be just cutting loose and saying, all right, well, let's just throw that $500 million down the toilet real quick and then we're good to go. I'm like,
man,
tax write-off at this point for you guys? I mean, what are we doing?
Bro, like that Concord shit, I can understand why I feel, but if somebody say, yeah, we spent almost $400 million on it, just cut it. Just leave it on the market for 2 weeks and that's it. I said, bro. It's like if I spend that much money, hell no, we ain't cut that shit, bro.
I think those copies were selling just because people knew they were gonna dispose of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason why copies were flying off the shelves.
It's like ass backwards IP development though, where they had like movie plans for Concord and movie plans for Skull and Bones and shit. And it's like, man, Halo only got a TV show 20 years after production? Like in what world are we fucking making
that?
Like,
bruh, oh my god,
it made absolutely no sense, and like they bastardized the story for Halo, which was so bad to me.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Oh my that's a whole other can of worms there.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
An established thing that long to get a TV show. Meanwhile, they're like, oh yeah, Concord's gonna come out with an anime and fucking all that. It's like, what do you guys do? Like, no one gives a shit about this. What do you mean? Who's watching the
what's a Concord? What is that? The Concord grape juice? Is that what we're talking about?
That's happening now with Sony. Like everybody knows what Horizon is, but dog, like why is there a Horizon Lego game? Why is there a Horizon movie coming out? Why is there a MMO? Because like dog, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I love Horizon 1 and 2. I got them both.
As soon as you get something that sticks, baby, you pump it.
They canceled the MMO. That got canceled.
Oh, good.
So did the show.
Yeah, good.
What?
Good.
The Horizon MMO and the show got canceled.
Well, Halo got canceled too.
I actually kind of wanted to see the Horizon show. I'd have been interested to see how they did it. That's the story I feel like people should be able to see without having to play the game. That story is so good.
Sometimes you should not make shows based on video games because I'm still not over Dragon's Dogma. I'm not over it.
Oh, that was
they made a show.
If you want to be offended, go ahead. I don't know if Netflix still has it. That shit was
still there.
It's still there. They did a show.
They did a show.
Yeah. And you know me, like Dragon's Dogma all the way. So I got excited. I watched it, and I was having hot flashes. I was like, should I puke? Like, so many symptoms. It's so disgusting.
It was the animation that did it for me.
The story first and foremost. The animation, I can forgive it. Barely, but I can forgive it. You know why? Because Berserk did the same mistake. But the issue, to me, was the story. What are you doing? You have 10 episodes, or I think around 10, and you've hit no points of the story. Like I was not replaying the game like I was expecting.
They got 7 episodes. Yeah.
7? Okay.
7, yeah. It was in 2020.
Please.
Yep, right at the start of the pandemic. Yep, I remember watching that.
Bad. So
completely missed that one.
Yeah.
Good. That's God giving you a sign.
There's like a handful of them that's really good. Like Castlevania, like that. That's my number one. Like they
did
Castlevania. Ooh, Castlevania.
Edge Runners was really good too.
No, I was about to say Edge Runners too, man. It was
Edge Runners and Arcane. Those are my.
My daughter loves Arcane, bro.
You haven't watched Arcane?
I watched the first episode. I was like, I can't get into this.
Oh, really? Damn.
Hey,
I didn't play the game. I didn't play the game.
That's the thing. Like you have to, Arcane's one type of show. You have to play the game to understand. I don't fuck with League. I don't fuck with League of Legends at all. But I love the show though. I love the show.
Hey, Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is good. Hey,
who said something about solo leveling?
No, I'm talking about. Hey, I got into it and I had to turn it off because I had to go do some work. But I mean, hey, the episode jump from what was it like 4 to 5 when he started.
Bro, I'm telling you, like if
hey.
Those that like anime, like Solo Leveling, it's that one.
Solo Leveling, it does mix like video games and anime into like it did really, really good. And boy, when he got in that I always say that spider, I know it's gonna be more better stuff, but like
the season finale is this week. It's this weekend.
Well, I'm gonna be all caught up then.
So Daima and Solo Leveling both.
Oh yeah. So tomorrow you gotta watch the podcast. Last episode, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima. Dude, stay the fuck off the internet until you watch it.
Don't be like me and like, what time is this coming on? And like seeing every spoiler known to man on Twitter before freaking the dang show drops.
I told y'all, to be fair, Dragon Ball Daima, I loved it, but them last 4 or 5 episodes,
last 2.
I'm telling 4 or 5. I loved it. All the stuff we got, that last episode, them transformation and Goku, woo, oh shit, that was great. I ain't gonna lie. I double 2 episodes made me cry almost a little bit.
This
I was
dude
like,
said cry, bro.
I did. I was sitting there like when he got Super Saiyan 4 when he was a child, when he kid, I was like, fuck no. I was like, huh? I should have recorded myself like, but it was like, and then, man,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to calm down.
I'm sorry. I love Dragon Ball. I'm just like that. This gave me everything, man. The last 2. Greg, have you watched Dragon Ball Dama?
No, I need to get there. Like I will watch it. I fucking love Dragon Ball. I'll get there. I'm just like, once I watch it, I will watch it in a day. I'm just like,
you need to watch it like tomorrow, like or this weekend. It's going.
Well, I mean, you can watch all of it now because I mean,
yeah, it's out in Japanese.
What they're saying the finale's coming out like tomorrow or some shit.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
Well, the fucking this weekend.
Yeah, watch it this weekend. Okay, so what's so good about Dragon Ball Daima?
I was so hesitant. I'll be honest. When I first saw the first
Yeah.
trailer, I was like,
Yeah.
ass Dragon Ball.
It pays off, but what it is the it's the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball, but it pays off. If you've been watching it forever, it pays off tremendously. It gives you winks. It gives you to this. It gives you everything. It's the ultimate fan service. I think Toriyama said, you know what, I'm dying. Let me give everybody what they wanted. And it's a fucking amazing, especially the last episodes.
Yeah, I've heard it's only gotten better since it like started. So,
dude, it's like I shed the chest. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. It's like it was amazing. I love it. Go.
yeah, I'll be watching it. I don't think my younger brothers have watched it yet either, so we might just have a anime sesh.
Oh yeah, man, it's so good.
Crush it off.
And then watch Solo Leveling. Like, god damn.
What's Solo Leveling? What's that one?
It's pretty good, man.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it just started last year. It just started, so it's
last year,
a Korean manhwa, and
based off a video game.
Well, I mean, it's got video game theme style, kind of like I mean, like Solo Leveling is basically what it is. Like you're leveling up.
Okay.
I mean, that's in its own words, but I'm like, if you remember, did you ever watch Attack on Titan?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you remember like the very first episode, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah, you like
Solo Leveling gives you a very similar, oh my god, this game.
No.
Game.
Okay.
Look at the good doctor popping in later. His ass popped in. You been drinking?
No.
Oh, okay. Welcome, doctor.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm sorry I'm a little late.
Well, we've been talking good, man. Hey, everybody, welcome to Good Doctor. He probably was doing 12 surgeries or getting like 12 PlayStation 5, so we don't know.
It's a little bit of both, actually. I'm redoing my man cave right now, so I'll actually have a little studio space. That should be interesting.
Oh, good. Hey, also thank you for telling us about Returnal. That motherfucker was good.
Oh
yeah,
I was gonna. So I'm sorry because it's like I was like that was the game that I suggested. And I was like, dude, you're not even there. It's like you need to pop in if they're still on. And it's like I looked and I was like, yes, he's still streaming. So just real quick on the recap, everybody enjoyed Returnal then?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. It does give you that Metroid vibe. It does, and a lot of other stuff.
Like I said, when I was a kid, I always imagined like when I played Metroid, like if it was a 3D world, what would it look like? And man, they did such a good job of just kind of, just getting it. And I'm like, man, it's like the more of this I see, the better. And I mean, the fact that it was a launch title for the PS5, basically, like within that launch window, real quick. It's one of the best games of the generation, I feel.
And then that news game, that same studio, we saw it at PlayStation Present, which was really shitty. That last game,
Housemarque,
they did. They did Returnal.
Yep, that's correct, and that's a 2026 release. So
2027.
Oh, is it?
No, I'm just saying, we don't know.
Oh no, I mean, I thought they said 2026 in the thing, and I was just kind of like, all right, bet I can wait a year. That's not a big deal.
Pretty much like whatever release date they give you, just add additional year onto it, just to be safe, because that's how I was getting nowadays.
So
that's how I was getting.
Are we doing another game for next
year?
Yeah.
So basically, I think I was gonna go retro this time, and I was teasing because Saturn hasn't played Super Metroid, but we could, because the thing what we want to do is like play something that everybody has access to, and a lot of us have access to this game. And I hadn't played Super Metroid in a long time, so I mean, we can go to retro or we can do another game. Somebody suggests. It's up to you guys.
Somebody did suggest Squirrel with a gun.
Yeah, you just squirrel with a gun. We gotta go buy. I gotta go buy that.
Yeah, I think the entire room has to go buy that, except for maybe 1 or 2 people. I do not.
I don't own it. Yeah, I don't own it either.
You don't own what?
I don't own
Squirrel with a gun.
I don't own it either.
I don't either.
I mean, I don't want us to go out and buy it. Maybe we can give it like 2 weeks to go buy it. But like the NSO almost got switches in here. We
Okay,
can go
how about this? What if we modify it a little bit and just look at backlog games, because that'll give all of us a legit.
That's what I was thinking.
Play. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like backlog games, like Super
I
Metroid.
was about to say, like, I would say if it's not every week, if I want to, it could be every other week, just depending on the game and depending on what it is. It can be either weekly or every other week.
We can talk more about like what games and stuff, and then we can like for each week and stuff. You know?
Right.
But like, what do y'all think like next week for something, or you want to wait 2?
Everybody's got. So this is does everybody have PS Plus? So the
don't have PS Plus.
The Veilguard game, Dragon Age, because there's been a lot of controversy around it, and some people.
She played it.
No, I didn't. I just find it funny that it was just released like 2-3 months ago, and it's already on PS Plus. That's so bad.
Honestly, that's one of those games. Is like I was a big Dragon Age fan, and from what I was seeing, just like from a Dragon Age fan, I'm like, I'll play it, but I'm not.
It's on Game Pass.
The people who've actually,
I think so.
Yeah, the people who've actually played it have liked it, and it's like they're like, if you like Dragon Age, you'll like the game, and it's like I think that there was a lot of commentary from the incel neckbeard community that was all trying to like say some negative stuff about the game, and I'm kind of like I mean, is it really bad, or is it one of those games that's just because you've got a large vocal minority saying stupid shit about a game?
What'd you say, Greg?
I think it got bombed. Like, it just got hit by commentary and shit that didn't even let it give a chance to breathe.
There you go. See, that's what I'm saying. So
let's do
that's
that.
I haven't played it, but like from everything I saw online and like actually watching reviews and shit, it's like, man, like I don't think this game's
I heard it was a great game, and so let's do that, and then we can put our 2 cents on whether it's any good or not.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
So
mean,
we're
because it's
playing
free.
which game?
Dragon Age
Veilguard.
This game right here, I'll put it.
Wait, is this due for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, it's not even out. You talking about on Plus, right?
Yeah,
it's on Plus. I saw it this morning.
No, I mean, it was added to Plus already?
Yeah,
it's free.
No, I know. I thought it was gonna be in March sometime. I didn't know it was already on there.
It's that bad.
Yeah, well, March is this week, bro. It's like it's coming out. I think
it's coming out March 4th.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's this coming week.
It's not on Game Pass.
It's not on Game Pass.
No, it's just
you
on
don't have
PS
a PlayStation account, Ness?
I do. I just don't have PlayStation Plus.
I don't think I do anymore either. Actually,
get it for a month. You'll be all right, man. You got the money.
Yeah,
I'd rather just go to GameStop.
I think he's got $19.95 to be able to get it for a month or whatever.
You say you're ready to go buy the game?
I'd rather just go to GameStop and buy a used copy.
I mean,
you know what's going to happen, right? Have you noticed that every year during Black Friday, there's like a select list of EA games that go to like
$19 on Xbox.
Yeah,
at Best Buy.
Yeah, I mean you can get a copy for sure. But around that time of the year, there's like all these random EA games that go for $8.99 if you have Game Pass Ultimate. Like Immortals of Avium or whatever was one of them. Dead Space was one of them. So I have a feeling this is going to be one of their $8.99 games.
You think so? At the end of the year?
Probably.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. This game.
All right, I'll give this a try.
Yeah, it's a BioWare. I got PlayStation Plus, so I try it out.
Give it a shot.
I mean, I thought the game looked good when I first seen it.
I'll give it a shot. But I ain't gonna lie, like I am not excited to play it. I'm gonna be honest, like But
that's the whole point, though, right? It's to play games that people have kind of passed on, and then for us to be like, was it really a crap game, or oh my god? And that's why we have a very low bar. It's a minimum of 15 minutes of gameplay. So. It's not like I'm sitting there going, well, you have to play it and get platinum before we can have a discussion about that, young man. I mean, it's not like that.
And what Greg said, I really do think it got review bumped. And we're in this weird ass space where, like, the incels and these racist ass folks just talk shit about a game, and they have this loud voice, but they're a small minority.
Correct.
And it's like,
correct.
why are we listening to these motherfuckers? Like these, they just
folks in the room always get heard first.
they
Yeah.
do. Like they
It's
need to put a
kinda like
muzzle on these motherfuckers.
Hogwarts
It's
was the
annoying as
same
hell,
way.
to be honest, because there's a lot of great
Hogwarts
games.
was
that
good.
get-
It
They get
was really
screwed.
good.
Oh yeah, that controversy was because of the person who was affiliated. I was like, man, that bitch got her money already, bro. The only people who's hurting is the people who made the game, bro. It's like,
Wait, which game was this?
you talking about
Hogwarts.
Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh god,
it's-
that was an
yeah.
amazing game.
yeah,
That's
that's what
what
it's
was
like,
really
bro. Like,
Let's get this
only thing she did was sign off on it. They could use her IP. That was it. Like, if y'all trying to boycott that shit, only people who's getting hurt are the developers. Y'all knock it off of that dumb shit. Like,
Bro, I don't give a damn like what
Why
gender
just-
or color by the protagonist is. If the game is good, the game is good.
mhm.
The writing
That's
sucks,
a
the writing
big fact
sucks.
right there.
That's it.
Yep, don't matter what race,
care.
creed, gender, it don't matter. I mean, hell, we talking about in a field where you play as an anthropomorphic blue hedgehog. That's considered like one of the best games. Like,
Well, I
we
think
don't
Baldur's
matter.
proved that none of that shit matters. You can like fuck whoever you want and be whatever you want. And, like, game of the year,
Bro, you can
Oh,
smash
no,
a bear in
but-
that game,
but,
man.
hey,
Like,
game of the year.
The neckbeard incel people came for that game too. It's just that the game was so phenomenal that it drowned them out. But the
They got
thing is,
bro, yeah,
you know,
Larian
it's like-
Larian's undefeated, bro. Like they can't be beat.
yeah, no, I mean Larian is probably hands down. I would say in terms of RPGs, it's like they're tip of the spear. There's not
Oh yeah.
the only other studio that I would say in terms of Western RPGs that comes in that same caliber is going to be CD Projekt Red. And that's with an asterisk because they did give us the original Cyberpunk 2077, which
Mhm.
that game needed a lot of work, and it's there now. If you've never played Cyberpunk 2077, now's the time to play it because it's a phenomenal game now.
They stuck with it to their credit. They could have just said, "Well, that sucked," and just moved on to Witcher.
You know,
Or
but
whatever,
that's the
but they
thing.
stuck
If
with
they
it.
had done that, I think it would have hurt The Witcher.
Oh,
I think
100%.
a lot of people would have been like, "Oh no, man!" It's like you won't even stick with your own IP. So
Yeah.
the fact that they took a mediocre game with a lot of technical shortcomings and pulled it up into a platinum status game, that's awesome. That's massive.
Alex,
Mhm.
have you played Avowed?
Not yet. No,
I'm playing it right now.
What
I heard the game is actually phenomenal.
Yeah, like, so because I'm only about 2 hours into it so far. I'm really liking it so far. I would say, 'cause I think Alex brought this up before. If he's trying to get an Elder Scrolls fix, that's like the closest thing he's gonna get to it.
Mhm.
Now, in terms of like RPG games, like some type of stuff you can and can't do, it's a little bit on the lacking side because, like, for example, like in Skyrim and Oblivion, you can like pick locks, pick people's pockets, steal shit in front of them. The NPC react. You can attack the wildlife. You can't do any of that shit in the Avowed so far. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
how
even
many
gonna hold
cheese
you.
wheels do you really need?
I'm not talking about
One
cheese
more
wheels,
than I
but-
have.
I ain't talking about cheese wheels, but when you steal something in front of somebody, you expect them to react. They just sit there as, oh, I didn't need it anyway. I was like, damn, bro, you could do
I
something.
need it
but
anyway.
okay. Like,
No,
do
maybe it's just a
something, but whatever.
pacifist universe. No, the game actually. So Monster Hunter Wilds is the game that I'm like chomping like I can't wait.
We
to
got it
actually
on
get
right
my
now.
hands
We're
on.
gonna
Is
play
it
it
like yes?
I know
Right.
there's
Why?
some-
I'm like, do we have time to play a game this week? I mean, I took tomorrow off. I'm
Well,
gonna
do we
be
want to just
all
do
week-
Monster Hunter Wilds for the next one?
Yes.
I mean,
Do that. 'Cause I'm already gonna do it anyways.
That mean we gotta go out and spend $70. Like, dang, all right.
Uh,
Of course, people
Bro,
say
I'm buying
It's
it
a
on
great
PC.
investment. Okay.
I'm buying it on PC and Xbox because
Let me ask you
for
another-
reasons.
a gamer. Let me ask you, Ness, Mega Zelda. Are y'all buying this Monster Hunter Wild this week?
I'm getting it, but like I said, I'm on my I gotta take care of some backlog stuff before I get to that. Because as soon as I finish,
We can make that in like 2 weeks, though. We can
well,
make-
I
Me,
got
I was like, if we try to
finish.
do it, I'll get it. Because me and Des get an Xbox and play.
It's
We
like I
can-
know
we
I'm
can
gonna buy it,
do
but I gotta finish the Valve first because I purposely re-up my Game Pass just to play that. So I'm gonna finish that and Shadow Tomb Raider, and then I'm gonna hop on that.
You're gonna
It's
be
gonna be
so
good.
behind,
So, like,
and then you're
6
gonna struggle. Oh no.
Oh no,
Well,
trust me,
okay.
because like you talking to somebody, I've been on Monster Hunter since 3 trial in the week. It don't take me very long to catch up. Trust me, it don't take
No,
me
it
long
don't
to
take
catch up.
me long.
No, you know what? We need to do a super chat fund for games. That way, if one of us doesn't actually have the game,
Hey,
you
I'm
know,
down with
it's
that.
like
I'm down with that.
No.
Hey, if they want to do it, I'm down with that.
You know,
Well,
this broke ass MFer got sponsored by, you know, Cheese Eater 37 to play this game, and this is like, and you have to have their name like in your entire stream the entire time you're playing it.
Like also give them. Like also
do y'all want to play the
game?
Do y'all do Dragon Age, or do y'all want to do Dragon Age, or do y'all want to do Monster Hunter?
I feel like Monster Hunter is going to be the better game.
I know.
I do too.
Like,
yeah, that's gonna be.
I know he's probably.
The game is phenomenal. I played the demo. It's like, yeah.
I played a demo too. Yeah, the game is like
the demo the beta was okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's really good.
It's literally just a more improved version of World, and I fucking love World. I got like over 400 hours in Monster Hunter World.
I've got hundreds of hours in that game.
So Monster Hunter and then Monster Hunter Worlds is the game.
No, Monster Hunter Wild. The Wilds. Yeah, let's do the Wilds because almost everybody's going to be playing it. And if you've played the demo, that counts in terms of being able to give your 15 minutes.
If you want to cheat the system, to be honest, I'll be doing this sometimes. You can get it on Steam because they have a 2-hour return policy. You can play that bitch for about an hour and then return.
Oh my god, I did not know that.
I be doing that for some games. I go like, cause most of my Steam library I own 90%, but there's a few games I just want to play to see what it looked like Spider-Man 2. I played for about an hour to see what the mods looking like. I said that's cool, and then I returned that shit. I said I already got it. I platinum on PlayStation 5. I don't need to have it. I just want to see what the mods are doing.
Okay, so when does the game drop?
Tonight at midnight.
Actually, it's already out. It's out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out now.
Well,
I can actually I can show the screen now.
I'll pick it up tomorrow.
Don't show off.
I'm not gonna show.
Yeah,
I still have 9 hours left.
Yeah, thank you, Capcom, for sending Monster Hunter over. I'm gonna try to do a video this week sometime. I know I got a video coming out, but I'm working on the video.
Well, you know what? This actually helps the video.
He was like, "Y'all want to play Monster Hunter Wild? No reason, but you want to play Monster Hunter Wild?"
Yeah, we can play Wild. Yeah, so he got that.
It's just I was just, like,
let me throw this shameless plug real quick. Appreciate you, Capcom, on sending me that code real quick.
Hey, Capcom, thank you for Wild.
Y'all need to go play.
Hey, all the Capcom games came out like Dead Rising Remastered, phenomenal game. You know, Marvel's Capcom, and I went out. Most of these games they send out to me, I go and buy. So, hey, Capcom creators, thank you so much. If you want to be a Capcom creator, all you gotta do is type in Capcom creators just type it in on Google. See if you fit. If you're a creator, you got to be a creator. You got to be making some stuff. I had to apply twice to get in, so you know. They do.
Capcom.
Huh?
They declined you, boy. I don't do.
They declined you?
Yeah, I don't do enough Capcom stuff.
What? Try again. I got denied.
It makes no sense because I've seen people with like no Capcom anything, and they got I've seen 2 people already. They don't post anything Capcom and they're creators.
Yeah, but
so why would they not accept you guys? I'm confused.
If you're probably some 23-year-old wet behind the ears kid who's kind of like, dude, I really hate this $15 an hour job. Here, you can have a code.
Pretty much.
No, it ain't that because there's some serious. I actually met the people who give the codes out and stuff. No, they serious. They're really cool though because they actually invited me to the Capcom Cup a couple years ago, and they were really.
My narrative is more entertaining and more conspiratorial.
I know. Hey, you gonna narrate me out the system?
No, you know what? This, by the way, looking at the screen format, if we had 2 more people, we'd be the Brady Bunch or like Hollywood Squares. You guys remember that?
Yeah, Hollywood Squares. Yeah, Hollywood Squares it was great. I love Hollywood Squares.
Catching that stuff on the reruns. I'll tell you one thing. If you ever want to get into a really peaceful place mentally, watch 1970s and 80s game shows and rerun. I'm telling you, it will absolutely drop all your stress down to 0. You'll just be on cruise control. You just sit there and it's like, I can't believe I just watched 6 hours of that.
Hey, no women. Yeah.
Bob Ross too.
Oh, yeah,
Bob Ross. Watch that man paint mountains all day.
But that's the thing. It's like that era of TV. There was a lot of calming stuff. Now everything is sound bites and tries to get your blood pressure up and make you want to murder your next door neighbor and stuff like that. And it's like back in the day, everybody was like, "Nah, man, just chill, bro. Just chill. Just sit in front of the TV, relax." People were supposed to relax in front of the TV. Now they want you to have a heart attack.
That's
why you think I don't watch TV no more? Really?
Exactly. That's why it's gaming and streaming and watching movies and the TV shows. There's not an ounce of live TV that I watch or anything that's got commercials or anything.
I watch
I won't
wrestling
do it.
here. That's live for me.
I think I watch more YouTube than I watch anything else.
Correct.
I do too.
Yep. Yeah, like I haven't had cable in since I moved out. Yeah, I had cable like 7 years.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
honestly,
sorry.
I don't even remember. I think it was back in 2005. I think the last time I had cable.
Oh goddamn, you went off.
I might need to
No,
go back to
I
cable.
was always cutting edge. I was always paying extra for the internet, the fastest package, whatever. And it's like, we were talking about like, Emule and Livewire and like Napster and stuff like that back in the day. Well, it's like, people were starting to put all that stuff up. And, I mean, I'm not like that now, but back in the day when I was broke, man, it's like I had a pocket full of every video, movie, whatever bootleg that you could possibly think of. I had.
No, you never
Had them burnt CDs at the barbershop.
Yep. I was doing that stuff too. Y'all remember Plex? Boy, my Plex.
Ooh.
Yep.
That shit was on.
I had a huge place account.
I said, boy, I was getting shit from Japan, like Tijuana, like
No,
Russia.
you guys want to know what's funny? So I was in the hospital, broke as a joke, because it's like they don't pay you anything when you start out, and it's like me and there was another dude who was a phlebotomist, the guys that come around and like draw your blood and everything. He literally would walk around with his little blood cart, and he had like a stack of DVDs on the thing, and he'd be like, this movie for $3. And so it's like he and I had a rivalry because I was doing the same thing. I was like sliding people, discs and stuff like that. And so it's like, I mean, we were cool with each other, but there was always friendly competition. I was like, did you get that new rip? And he's like, no, where'd you get it from? I'm like, I'm not telling you. And then I'd be like selling it to people and stuff. He's like, damn it, how'd you get a copy of that? Then he would buy a bootleg and bootleg the bootleg and start selling that. And I was like,
his new album? Like, I got it right here.
What is this hospital? Like, I'm here for some lab work and some bootleg DVDs. Like,
dude, because people would be working at night, right? And it's like, they have the little portable DVD players and stuff. Black market empty, 100%. Oh, you guys don't even know the half of it, man. Back in the day, it's like, man, we used to run it. I mean, we used to run it. And it's like, not to incriminate myself any further, but the statute of limitations is gone, and I'm not telling you what titles, so it's like,
right? Hey, everybody did that back in the day. That's what it was.
Well, there were
back then.
You have to remember, it was before they passed legislation. This was when the wild, wild west of piracy, when there wasn't any legislation, and then once they started like, oh, you copied this 3-second scene from this thing, we're sending you to Guantanamo, people backed off pretty quick. I mean, it was just like, oh, no, man, I'm not trying to get a $250,000 fine on this.
Man, that shit was fun. Or you get the brand new movie. I remember, okay, this is a new age, though, but, people go to movie theaters in their phones. Yeah. I remember when, what was that? One of the Dragon Ball movies came out in Japan. Was it not Broly? Was it Broly? It came out.
No, it was Battle of Gods.
Battle of Gods, yeah, because it was like a 1 month wait, and I still got that bootleg in my cloud still. I was like, man, and it broke it up in 4 parts. I was like, it was no subtitles, no shit. I was like, I don't care. I still know enough about watching.
No subs.
Yep, big facts.
Yeah, no subs. It wasn't no sub or nothing. I was like, I watched the shit out there, and then a update of the bootleg came out. I watched that. It took like I'm like, why y'all Dragon Ball is so fucking weird sometimes. But anyway, like it came out in Japan, then like a month and a half later it came in America. I'm like, just release the same shit in the same day. Like it was. Yeah, it's Broly. Tyson said, yeah, it was Broly. No, it was Broly. He said Broly. No, it was Battle of Gods. I think it was Battle of Gods.
I remember watching it in like 4 parts.
Yo, on YouTube?
Yeah, I remember.
You gotta love it though, man. People's ingenuity when it comes to that stuff is phenomenal. It's kind of funny because this goes back when Steve and I first met. But when the PlayStation 3 dropped, I ended up getting a hold of a couple of different PS3s like during that launch window, and I mean that's when eBay was selling them for $3,000, $5,000, right? So it's like I put an ad in the paper, and this dude hits me up. He's like, "Hey, it's like I want to buy one of the PS3s," and so we started talking and stuff like that. And I was like, "Yeah, I bet." It's like meet me at the police station, whatever. It's like we could do the transaction there. So he shows up. Come to find out, he's buying the PS3 for his kid, and he's a preacher. And man, I did not feel bad at all. I was like, I know what's getting tied into that plate. You better just put it right here in my hand. And so, I sold him a PlayStation 3 for way more than I paid for it, and I was like, it is what it is. So
yeah, hey man, you
Y'all
gotta
seen
what's it
Jay
called?
and Silent Bob Strikes Back?
Yep,
I
I saw
wanna-
that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why when you said you just paid my money, it was like $15, little man. I switch in my hand.
Hey, remember when they were flying around the world and beating up all the trolls and shit?
yeah. It's like, are you Booty Eater 69?
They had beat the hell out of them kids.
They
Like,
beat the hell out that kid.
it's like, oh
Hold
man,
on. Do we need to ask, like, how you get all them PS3s?
so
it's Alex. Come on, he been
yeah,
doing
I
this
mean,
forever.
so you know how Steve has that magic hustle touch thing? It's like he walks into the Goodwill and he's got 45 like limited edition sealed collector's quality like games. He and I share the same spirit when it comes to that. So it's like you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. I remember it's like because back in the day, it's like I was Mr. GameStop. I was networked with every single one of those dudes, drank beers with the MODs, like the ASM third keys. So I knew who had what when. And if they had something, it's like, oh, it's like, it's like, I got this. It's like, I'm like, and it's not a pre-order or something like that. They would be like, hey, you want this? And I'm like, I'll be there. I was doing 90. I was doing 90 on the interstate, drove like an hour and a half to pick up one of these PS3s. Because, I mean, again, I was at a point where I was like, I need money, bitches. I don't give a fuck about y'all. I mean, it's like, I got to cover me and I got to cover mine. And it's like,
That's how
I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, listen. People do what they need to do to survive. When people want to get judgy about shit, I'm like, nope. Mm-mm.
Hey, remember when the Wii came out and we was in Walmart, we was cussing that shit? Like, hey,
yes,
you're like, who get there first? Just make sure you hold me a spot. All right. Whoever get there first, hold that spot.
Yep.
He was always one or two. Hold that spot.
100%. And I mean, the funny thing is, it's like we tag team that. We used to go, because like this is back in the day when Hastings was still around. Man, we would clear out Hastings, Walmart, Target, like GameStop. We would just run the circuit. I mean, like, hey, what are you doing this afternoon? Nothing. It's like, let's go shopping. And we would just go hit every single gaming place. And like every end cap, every single we didn't hit too many of the like flea markets and rummage sales and like, yard sales and stuff like that. But I mean, like, we definitely cleared those stores out. Yeah, we used to hide shit too, man. It's like, oh, dude, it's like I need you go over and be like, you'd hide under 3 bags of dog food, and then you would come back like 3 days later after you got paid, and you'd be like, bet. It's like, here are my games or whatever. I mean, we were nefarious.
Oh yeah,
never
we hide games a lot.
Yeah, absolutely, because you were like, dude, it's behind the thing, yeah.
Yeah, or hide it deep too, how to do
kick it under the end cap. I'll know to look for it right there.
Wow.
Yeah, especially something you couldn't afford right then. You had the money for it. Like, all right, yeah, cool. We'll walk around with it and then just put it somewhere. Like, all right, put it.
Bro, we used to back in the day. We used to buy high, sell, or buy low, sell high. We would go like, hey, it's on clearance over here, and then you could take it to GameStop and trade it, because see, the computers didn't update as quickly as they do now. Now it's like instantaneous. So it's like one store, you'd be able to buy something cut on sale for like $9.99, and you could go and trade it in at GameStop for like $19.99, and then it would take 2 or 3 days. So you would just go and buy, and all of a sudden it's like you just doubled your money. I mean, 100% return on any investment is badass. It's like I was sitting at one point, I had like multi-thousands of dollars in-store credit at GameStop.
I remember. Oh, I remember that Christmas. I remember that Christmas. You showed me the receipt. This motherfucker had like $1,200 in credit during Christmas at GameStop. I said, what you do? He said, oh, flipping this shit. Because we had a friend that come to this because he'd get to Hastings on some shit and get all that stuff and just clear them out. And I ain't get paid. I said, motherfucker, leave something. Like, they go to GameStop and this whole receipt. That's like, oh, you do. No, but yeah, y'all, we've been going 3 hours. We got to close this out. Man, this has been fun. We can go for another hour. I want to know if
Saturn's a big scalper. You mentioned Pokemon there earlier. How much do you do, Saturn? Are you in on that?
I'm not a scalper.
Is this your kind of conversation? I'm just
No, sometimes I like to buy. Like, I remember I used to buy cards just because I don't know. I feel like having a little foil collection is cool. And then I was revisiting my collection earlier. It's just sad that I cannot expand it because I'll go to Costco and there's nothing. I'll go to any stores, there's nothing. And then I'll find it in smaller boutique stores for like $100 a box. I'm like, I know this box was $30.
Yeah, I just found
You
it funny
can't.
after you brought that up that the conversation just went hardcore. Like, we're clearing out Hastings. We're clearing out. Like, oh shit. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, in all honesty, I think that everybody who's in the gaming hobby at some point in their lives were not financially stable enough to really do the hobby. So they had to get really creative about, first of all, it limited what games you bought. And then you figured out the hustle of trade-in values and everything else. And that's what set up the cornerstone for a lot of people to become collectors, because they would be like, going to garage sales and people were selling their NES games for like, oh, it's like, that box is like $5, not realizing that that's a sealed first edition copy of like Zelda. And it's like, you would take it, and it's like, that's how the whole entire hobby turned into this like big collection frenzy. And now you've got collectors who like half the streamers in here are big time collectors. Some of us collect, but we don't really advertise like the types of things we collect or the quantities, but it's just part of gaming. I think it's part of the culture. I think it's just part of, I don't know. I mean, if you grew up with gaming, this has all organically happened, and like these, bricks got laid the way they got laid over time. Yep. New people coming into it. That's why it's like, you always look at the OG like collectors and the OG gamers. They always look at the new generation kind of in a different way. They always like try to put a little stink on their name type of thing. And I'm like, why? It's like, I mean, they're coming in too. It's not their fault that they weren't there from day one. It's like, there's a certain level of ownership that some of the OG people take. And I'm like, calm down. There's enough for everybody. Everybody just, make it work. But it's just cool how it evolved over time.
But I wish there was enough, but there isn't. Like, for example, Mr. Rightway is a great example when you wanted a specific model for a PlayStation and couldn't get it because scalpers came first, right? So the gaming community is being exploited, I feel, by scalpers. And
it is.
And don't tell me they're gamers.
The difference between scalping
they're
new
not,
product and going through
they're not.
Like, make no mistake, those are not equal.
Yeah, that's what it's annoying, because like I appreciate people trading, hustling, doing all this stuff when it comes to within the gaming community, the gaming collecting community. Then you have these opportunists that come out of nowhere, and they're like, we're gonna get what you guys want, and then we're gonna resell it to you guys for like quadruple the price.
That damn fucking Pro, man. That PS5 Pro. And they knew.
Yeah. It wasn't even just that.
They should have had it on people who had like a certain minimum, like,
one,
game.
Right?
Yeah, like you have to have an account for this period of time. You have to have this many trophies. You have to have this many purchased games. And that way it would have been.
But that was in Japan. Japan did that. The United States didn't do that. You just needed a PlayStation account.
Well, but we're a capitalist, war zone. I mean, it's like other countries are a little bit more, I don't know. I think civilized might be a good word.
Civilized, orderly, normal.
But I mean, I say that, but I will go and stick a knife in somebody and not even think twice about it if it comes to like getting the game before somebody else or whatever. I mean, but I'm I'm in a different place financially now than I used to be. So, when it comes to this hobby, I just do whatever I want to do. I don't even think about it. I just like, I got this.
Yeah. And on that, we're gonna close out because we got these.
I don't want to start a fight or nothing. Just give me.
we want to thank our special guest, Mr. Greg, Canadian Greg. We're gonna call him Canadian Greg. Man, tell everybody where they can locate you, where they can find you. And thank you for joining us tonight. And you're welcome back anytime, man. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. This was awesome. Get the Greg Games on YouTube, on Instagram, on eBay, everything. I'm Get the Greg Games, literally everywhere on the internet. So that's where you can find me. Check out the YouTube. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man. And A Omega.
Yes, you people can catch me on the good streets of Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I'm trying to get another video out for you guys tomorrow, if not probably Saturday. It's another Back in My Day episode. So yeah, been working pretty hard on that.
Back in Your Day episode. Explain that to everybody.
So basically, it's the concept of a lot of things that we don't have today that we had back in the day. So just to give you guys a snippet, like one of my episodes is going to be E3 related. Like back in my day, we had E3. We ain't got the shit anymore. So that's going to be a concept for a video. So stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't want to give away what potentially tomorrow or Saturday's video will be, but it's going to be something that's very relevant that's happening now. So stay tuned for that.
Man, that's gonna be hilarious. And the good doctor came in early. He don't show his face, but he got the Hellcat symbol.
Yeah, I got that Demon 170, baby. It's like, you know what's up. But you know, I'm actually well, my studio's almost built, so whenever I get that set up, you'll know what's up.
You gonna have a mask on this time, or what?
Yeah, actually, I am. I've been looking, dude. This is gonna be so much fun. I'm so looking forward to this. I think this is gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm sorry I came in so late. I didn't mean to kind of stir the pot a little bit towards the end.
You always do.
Yeah, I can't help it. That's just my personality. But yeah, I mean, you can find me on Twitter currently, but that will be changing in the not too distant future.
When you going to Blue Sky?
Oh, I'm already on Blue Sky. Like, I'm already there. No, well, I'm not quite ready to tell you the rest of the story.
Well, tell us off here.
Yeah, I will.
All right, and Zelda Hat Guy.
Hey, you can find me basically all over the internet as Zelda Head Guy. I'm looking to return to Twitch pretty soon, so keep an eye out for me there.
Take your time, man. Enjoy it, man. When you there, we'll be there for you.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Rich Man himself.
Appreciate y'all tonight. Neo Ness, you can find me on the Insta Grizzle at _Neo_Ness. I just posted my latest pickup for the Neo Geo today, homebrew. So check that out there. You can find me on YouTube at Neo Ness. Got 2 new videos dropping next week. Collect and play the way you want to collect and play your games. Check you next time.
Daddy Warbooks. All right.
There
And Miss Saturn, she's ready to jump over here and go get some Monster Hunter. 4 in the morning.
Me off guard every time.
I know, no. Like, who, me?
Come on now, you know it's coming.
I know.
I don't know. You could find me on, I guess on, yes, you could, but the Instagram ad is random. So you can find me actually on Twitch. It'll be the same name as that. And then you can find my Instagram there as well.
Cool.
And then I'll be playing Monster Hunter. So if you guys want to play Monster Hunter with me, you can join. I'll be there on Twitch, now having a life.
That's like, that's our book.
This is the way.
Our game.
This is the way.
What is our book game club? Good. What is it? How would you say it?
Video game book club.
Video
Game
book
Club.
Video game book club. Game of the week. We will be playing the new Monster Hunter game, and I can make some content. And we'll be back next week to talk about it and a lot of more stuff. I know something's going to crazy pop off.
Wait, if we're all playing it, then we should all add each other because it's cross-platform.
Yep.
It is.
Really?
We will.
Right?
Okay, we'll do it in the group. Yeah, we'll send it all the numbers. I mean, the names and shit. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know how that shit works, but yeah, we'll do it.
We'll teach you. We'll teach you.
Sorry. Sorry, mister. I didn't know how to record PlayStation shit. So
I mean, shit, it's cumbersome setup.
It is. PlayStation make it so fucking difficult. And guys, I am Mr. Right Way. Thank y'all so much for joining. Make sure you like, hit subscribe button, turn notification on your phone and on YouTube. And we'll see you next time. And always remember to do it